Okay, character sheet.
Why is the camera not working?
With the mantle. That's why.
I'm so confused.
There we are. Add that. I will.
Is that character name question for me?
Yes, it's for you.
Ah.
Shoot, now I'm curious whether my voice is actually working properly. Come on, microphone.
Seems to be.
There we go. How do I? All right, we'll just export this because that is now a character sheet. All right, I've got 2 characters done. So
Yay!
if I die more than that, then well,
Please forgive my soaking wet hair.
I'll have to put together another character.
I don't have a hairdryer here yet. Yay, moving!
Hilariously, my sorcerer has more HP than my cleric, but that's because my sorcerer is a draconic bloodline.
Oh yeah.
So
that makes sense.
She gets extra HP from that. And has pretty high constitution, so.
And that's really the way to go. I do like draconic sorcerers for that reason.
Yeah, I envisioned her as a draconic sorcerer. She refuses to wear, she's a sorcerer, she can't really wear armor anyway, but even if she could, she wouldn't. She gets very snarky about it. She does have a cloak, but she doesn't have armor.
It's a beautiful cloak.
She has
I have to check something.
She's getting the cloak of displacement, because she would absolutely wear a cloak like that.
Oh fuck, I didn't look at items. Ah!
Well, I guess I should change the name on me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I should probably do that too.
Okay. This is...
D&D Beyond is messing up for my third character, so... Oh, no it's not. I was being stupid. We're good.
Okay, I'm seeing everyone else's... Oh, I probably haven't set up my video. I haven't actually used the webcam in this computer yet, guys. So give me a second to figure that out. Shiny new computer!
New computer, yay!
Hype!
How do I tell it I want webcaminess? Let's see. Reconnect.
My barbarian is not very smart, is she?
Oh, there it is. Allow.
No, not so much.
Barbarians often aren't.
That's fine. Hit things, make them die.
It's okay. Both of my character options are relatively smart. Now the second one is smarter, because the first one is a sorcerer, but the second one is a knowledge cleric. So I gave him fairly high intelligence.
So this third character is going to be utterly ridiculous if I ever have to use him.
If I get to a third character, I'll have to roll up a third character.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
have one set up yet.
I made 3, and the third one is a bard rogue multi-class.
I would have made 3, except that D&D Beyond spontaneously stopped working for a little while in there, so it slowed me down. Yeah, it would not load. It was a hot mess for a little while. And at first I thought it was my Wi-Fi, but then I could connect to everything else, and I was like, no, this is D&D Beyond.
Yeah. It's D&D!
Yeah, I can't not hear that. All right.
Oh man. Yay, working computer. Oh god, that's so nice.
Alright.
If you... Let's see. I don't have anything fancy, but I can probably find you a image to use for this character.
Sure. You can go steal an image of like Zara or something. Kristen, do you got anything for?
I just sent you something, Brendan.
You
don't
did?
have anything.
Okay. I added something, but if you pick,
I win.
If you pick something, I will be happy to go.
I picked something.
Did you send it to my email?
I did.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a little bit more badass and less cute.
Yeah. So, disclaimer: I've had some rum, and I'm sipping rum. So, I'm ready to have some fun.
Yay, rum.
Rum fun.
All I'm saying.
No, not a problem.
I have to work at 4 a.m., so we can't get too wild. I'm kidding. We can get totally wild.
This is my getting wild stretch.
D&D Beyond is freaking out every time I try to add a spell to a character.
It was freaking out really badly earlier for me, just entirely.
Yeah,
So
every time I try to add a spell, it's like, error.
I'm glad I don't get that many spells.
All of my characters are spell heavy, so yay!
Yeah, I
decided against that.
Um,
There's enough to keep track of with this frickin' ranger. Holy shit.
here. Brendan, I'm just gonna send you I'm just gonna, like, I don't know.
You can just post the link in Discord, and I'll go copy paste.
I'll hop over to my iPad to do that then, because
Or you can send it to. You can put it in Roll20 chat as well.
that might be the easiest. Let me find something that works and put it in Roll20. Because I use Discord on my iPad. But I can probably do both on my computer now. You know what? That's actually probably, I always feel weird using someone else's art, but whatever.
This is just a quick one shot.
Yeah. No, I know.
But no, I'm right there with you. I mean, I would feel absolutely no qualms whatsoever, except that we're streaming.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit more.
Man. I would have said you could have just used a picture of Inks then, but... Or my tiefling. You don't have to worry about it.
I mean, I'll just send you what I...
Okay.
yeah. I do feel a little weird, but whatever.
I like this character a lot. I want to play them.
So just use that and crop it, however. I don't really care.
Okay.
The clothing isn't what she'd be wearing.
This is the chat.
Yes.
It's mostly just to
have something to differentiate.
to have a token.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, but that was the most the head up is the most like the character I'm envisioning that I found.
Right.
So she's not a pirate,
Okay.
but
Like you do. I am the elf range.
the elf range.
Did I typo something again?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
The entire range of elf kind.
Yes.
Going into the dungeon one after the other.
That's a lot of elves.
You know, you'd make a great bard because you'd have such good range.
No, that's
Alright.
what ebb and flow are for.
Yeah, that's a really interesting concept. I'm liking it.
Yay. Though we need you for this next part.
So I acquired a really pretty like trunk box thing today because one of my coworkers was getting rid of it because she'd been using it as an end table, but she got a new end table. So now I have a pretty box trunk. I don't know what to call it. I'm using it almost as a very tiny coffee table because I don't have a coffee table.
Fair enough.
And it was free, so, you know. Free is good.
Always.
I like free.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have like a generic male human cleric token already.
That'll work.
Courtesy of.
I really don't know what kind of
What's
image
his
I use
face?
for Gideon. So.
What's his name? Stardust
Elias?
Boy.
Oh.
Daredevil.
Oh, wait. What?
No.
The character from Stardust, yes, I know who
Oh.
you mean. That we used for Elias.
Oh,
That
okay.
guy.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
It's really hard to picture.
Yeah, we used for Elias.
That name is Cox. I don't remember his first name.
Something Cox, right? Charlie
Yes.
Cox? Charlie Cox.
Charlie. My second husband.
I'm not gonna go there.
I have technically lots of husbands.
Good to know.
Dumb.
Except I don't have access to that token.
Beer.
Alright. If you
I
have
need
other
beer.
art to use,
Dinged.
I can also go grab like the Gideon from Magic the Gathering, he's kind of a big buff guy.
He's definitely not a big buff guy.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe not.
You sure you don't want him to be a big buff guy? No, I'm kidding.
All right.
I'm actually not sure, well, other than Halfling, Ghostwise Halfling, what my knowledge cleric would look like, but, you know, haven't really thought that through.
I'm making a spell card list.
I just like the idea of, you know, librarian turned explorer because he decided seeing the things was cooler than just reading about them. He reads about them too, you understand.
Wait a minute. Masculine
Very
word
important
on
that
the
you see them.
subsite.
Okay.
What the fuck? Why?
Okay, so we're all here. Has everyone gotten all of their characters?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Yes.
I had to say hi to someone.
oh, right. We might have actual viewers. All right, I'm gonna disconnect and
following.
reconnect. I'm getting some weird latency issues with Discord.
Oh dear.
Oh no. How will we murder things with low latency?
Okay. Yeah, it's yellow. Let's see. Trace is connected. I'm connected. I should probably turn off Dropbox. It's probably syncing.
Is it my fault? It's always my fault.
And I know there's the Mademoiselles de Mort, but I did kind of call us the Morty Fein.
I get rid of that.
All right. What was that, Noah?
Can I bring some of this?
Where? Why are you sitting outside? You certainly can. I'm just curious as to why.
Because I don't really like.
What are you doing outside that you need to sit outside?
No, it's 92 degrees outside.
No problem. Go play outside. I love it.
Do you want to be outside is really the question.
Yeah.
Noah, come here.
Like, have you been outside, child?
I don't really recommend, but...
Yeah. All right. So what do you say? The Morty Fein?
The Morty Fein, F-E-I-N.
So I get Morty because it's sort of
Like Mighty Fine.
All right.
Mighty Nine.
right. The Morty Fein. Okay.
We'll go with that. We'll go with...
I don't know why he wants to go outside. That's stupid.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But if you want to, go right ahead.
Yeah. Let's go outside, sure. Mm-hmm.
Step outside, go, ugh, and come back in.
Pretty much.
Story of my
That's
life.
been today. That has been today.
He's bringing a chair so he can sit in the 92 degree weather.
What is wrong with my printer?
I don't know. Okay.
Just print. Just print. It's not hard. Hey, I did it.
Yay! It did the
Yay!
thing it was bought to do.
Yeah,
One job,
I'm
printer,
printing my
one
spell
job.
cards just because it's easier to reference them if they're in my hand, I think.
Yeah.
Also, if I keep sliding out of frame, it's because my sandwich is off to the side and I'm going to eat it. Because food is good. Given the name of this, I feel like I should use my female character first.
That doesn't matter. I mean, it was mostly based on player.
Still.
Alright. So, is there anyone that's still working on their characters, or are we all...
I'm
Oh,
good
that-
to start. If I have to go to a third character, I'll have to do some work, but...
I think I'm good to start, but actually I will use a different character than the one that I have in there, just because I can. Because we haven't started.
Okay. Goodbye, Charlie Ducks.
What are you going to play?
Sadness.
I'm going to play my Aasimar Paladin, and I just
Okay.
found art that I can use, so... What do you want me to crop it to for you?
A square close around the face. The size is irrelevant because Roll20 just auto sizes
Resizes.
stuff.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, don't make it like 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels.
It
Because
might
that's
be a
still...
bit much.
Right. One of these days we'll actually have this room cleaned up and I'll have like art and stuff on the walls.
Yeah. Paladins generally have heals, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I realized I can
Yeah.
see
Might be a bad thing.
under one-shot
Maybe
characters,
you
but I
can-
can't see Wisteria and I can't move token.
Maybe inconvenient to have no heals, but...
Alright, hold on. Okay, so, let me take a look at the journal.
I'll have a little bit of heals, just not much.
Okay, so you see a folder called one-shot characters. Oh, let me double check, make sure Wisteria's got all the right... I may have done some things.
I can see my character,
Oh,
but I can't
there we go.
move the token. So if you need me to move the token, I can't do that right now.
I can get that working
Cool.
in a moment. Okay, so Wisteria should now appear in the journal,
Hey!
and you should be able to move the token.
Check that.
Let me double check. Karen represents... Oh, there we go. I may not have connected them properly.
Yeah, I cannot
yes,
move
now I
token,
can move her.
but-
Yeah. Token moves.
Oh, I see. So I've connected it. I guess I could have sworn I'd done it the other way. Alright. Show...
One
Oh,
day
okay.
learning Basics again and again. Like you
Yeah.
do.
Alright, where do you send the link,
Ah, there we go.
Kristen?
I'm
Right.
Sending now. Okay.
Hold on. One moment. That'll work.
Uploaded ass face. Oh, ass. Okay.
Definitely did not say ass face.
Okay.
Are you sure it didn't say ass face?
I'm pretty
original.
sure.
There we
Fair
go.
enough. Fair enough.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna have to go get some water while we get started. Although I can probably start
Okay.
narrating some things if I remember.
I have rum.
You don't want me.
That's water.
You don't want me to start drinking rum. That would just be all kinds of no bueno. Alright, and what's this character's name?
Illyria.
Ah, okay.
I'll spell it out for you.
Illyria.
Yes.
Magic.
Alright, so...
I'm gonna throw my printer.
You're going to throw your printer?
I'm gonna throw it.
Why are you going to throw your printer?
It still didn't print the spell cards. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to look up spells because I don't have spell cards.
I'm making spell cards.
I don't have a printer.
That makes
Alright.
sense.
That
So
works.
this is going to be very traditional, old school, where you all actually start at the dungeon. You're a mercenary band. You have quite a reputation for ruthless efficiency and being able to complete your mission, as well as the uncanny knack of managing to survive despite most everyone else in your You've heard rumors of a lost, abandoned dwarven mine. And as much like these lost, abandoned dwarven mines, over the years they
So
have
many
been
of them.
taken. There's many of them out there. There's so many. You know
Dwarves
from
need to get their shit
stories.
together.
Stop abandoning your minds, dwarves!
Hold on, I just reconnected. Okay.
Get all
So
your
you know
shit,
from
put in a
story-
box.
Yeah. You know from stories that this mine has been claimed by numerous creatures over the years. For a long time, the dwarves lived there, but eventually they were driven out by a bunch of trolls and medusas, and then eventually the trolls and medusas were driven out by a coven of hags who worshipped demons, who then summoned demons, and then the whole place became infested. And for the longest time, the demons were fighting amongst each other over who would claim ownership over the ruins, and they were doing all kinds of rituals. And there was actually a tribe of nomadic humans who sort of, at one point, they lived outside of the ruins and would worship the creatures they found there as gods until they, one by one, were sort of consumed, eaten, or had their souls taken over by the demons. And all throughout, the centuries and centuries that this mine had been abandoned, rumors have grown and spread of the treasure and riches that could possibly be found within. Being an abandoned dwarven mine, and dwarves being known for their ability to accumulate wealth. As such, you have found a map with notes about the location of this dungeon, nicknamed the Dungeon of Death. For most people who have ever ventured in, have never ventured back out again.
Nobody's clever with this.
Right. You all find yourselves standing amongst the ruins of what looks to be a sort of large gatehouse. It's early in the morning. The sun is bright in the sky. You hear birds. And the general atmosphere seems to be very incongruous with the tales of horrible death and murder that are associated with this place. It looks like this may have been at some sort of trade post or gatehouse or something. It's long since fallen into ruin. It's functional. It seems that there was a low wall surrounding a single central structure with a couple of small buildings surrounding it. The main central structure sort of has what would have been sort of a large double door gate leading into it that was probably a good 30, 40 feet wide, 10, 15 feet tall. That at one point must have had very strong doors, and now it's just kind of lots of hanging vines and plants, overgrown shrubs that are mostly blocking it. But you can see it's basically just a tunnel that leads straight forward down at a slope. What would you like to do?
Looks like the first direction is down the slope.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Seems
Okay.
to be the best option.
All right. Why don't you briefly, since we've been kind of chatting a little bit about our characters and stuff, but why don't you briefly introduce your character and sort of what you might be good at, just so that everyone has an idea of the team that has been assembled.
Okay.
Oh, did you got this to your share?
Sure. I don't really care. Well, Karen is a reasonable height, very red tiefling, with patches of gold scales scattered about. She is a sorcerer, and particularly good at fire spells. She's also very good at disguising herself and deception, and she is very sarcastic when she wants to be.
Love it.
Sounds good.
I guess I gotta know. So Wisteria is Wood Elf Ranger. She's generally like lithe build, slightly on the taller side, bronze, like copper skinned, dark hair with some wisteria colored purple streaks in it and purple eyes.
What race was that?
Wood Elf.
Okay.
So she has a kind of intricate pattern that looks kind of like a wizard type circular symbol etched into her chest area and going off under the shoulders. Then she's basically the archery expert. She carries a magical longbow that's made out of bone instead of wood. She doesn't carry anything wood on her. She prefers bone type materials or anything like that. All of her arrows are made of bone. And she is good against undead and fiends, and basically exploring the tunnels there, going over difficult terrain.
Oh, another note about Karen. She wears nothing but she wears a cloak and like a very plain white shift dress. And if anyone tries to suggest she wears something else, she will inform them that it would be like asking a dog to fly.
You were eating my food? Were you? Why? Why me?
D&D Beyond
who's
Longbow
next?
for me.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's been kind of... They just recently put out like this major update, which makes all the character sheets really cool, but
Slows things way down.
it seems like it's been a little
accident-
glitchy.
I accidentally closed the tab and now it won't reopen. Okay,
Ooh.
it's fine. It's trying.
Okay. All right. So why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Joe. Hi. I'm a halfling rogue. I am not known for doing good things. I graded all of the regular aspects of roguish behavior. I have a special set of shoes that let me walk on walls and ceilings. So I like to stay out of direct combat unless needed. And I like to pick off people from where they don't suspect me. So that's me.
Fair?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
So, this is Illyria. She's an Aasimar paladin. Very good at protecting people. You know, lots of defensive skills, lots of just general protection type abilities, and she's really good at breaking things with her greatsword.
Right.
I have not picked a magic item yet, so I'm working on that. I'll let you guys know when I get it.
Sure. As you proceed forward into the darkness, the walls, as you move down, are very smoothly cut out of flagstones that are very, and much like most dwarven construction, are precisely and near perfectly cut and stacked. As you progress down this hall, it's at a very slight grade, so it's a very easy walk. There's no sort of you don't lose your footing, you don't lose or sort of step out of control moving forward. But it's a very gradual grade, and the tunnel extends deep and deep into the hillside and the mountain. And you've progressed far enough that the light behind you is actually now almost imperceptible, and you're going to need to have some sort of light source for those of you who can't otherwise see in the dark to be able to see. And there's still no sign of the tunnel either changing in grade or shape. As you've moved away from the entrance, a lot of the outgrowth has the plant growth and whatnot have dwindled until now it's mostly just stone. Running along one side, you can see ruts in the side of the tunnel. It's about 20 feet wide and about 10 to 15 feet tall. And these ruts run along one side. It looks like it may have been used for carts or something to wheel supplies or people in and out of the tunnel. So what sort of light sources are you making use of?
It's only...
Who here doesn't have dark vision?
I think Joe doesn't, because Joe's halfling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Words.
We have, torches at this point.
Well,
you have all the basic equipment you could possibly need.
Karen,
I have a light cantrip.
pulls out her drift globe and lights it, so it floats. I think it's a few feet ahead of her. I'll check.
Is that torchlight level?
Let me check, because I don't actually have it open right now. But she would. That's what she would do if people needed light.
With the light fading behind you, the tunnel is sort of just illuminated the area around you with this drift globe, and you've been progressing for probably 5-10 minutes now. And at this point, the grade has not lessened. The tunnel has not changed from its shape or state, but it's because of the slight grade in the floor. You get this sort of very disorienting sense of like you're moving forward, but because you're moving forward at a slight angle, it's it's an uneasy sense of being not at a level. Oh, I see.
So it works like a light cantrip, but it can also follow you, so you don't have to necessarily carry it.
Okay. Cool. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You're walking at a pretty even pace. At about this point, you start seeing what was largely unbroken, very even stonework. You're seeing sort of what looked to be long ago remnants of battle. Some scorch marks, some damaged stone, rubble on the ground, occasionally some bones, but it's very sporadic. But as you continue, and you've been going for about maybe 20 minutes now, still the same slight grade, straightforward. The signs of long ago battle are picking up. There's larger skeletons you can see of creatures that were far larger than dwarves. Occasionally shattered or remnants of a weapon or an armor, and you can start seeing the beginning of this sort of scrawled either drawings or markings on the walls. In some of it in common, sort of Athgar here. Looks to be mostly crude language, not
Crude
particularly
images,
anything.
dick butts all over the walls.
Pretty much. Some of it have like gouges scratched out of it by what looked to have been maybe claws or something like that. But you've now been moving forward for about 30-40 minutes. I mean, unless any of you have a timepiece or a way to exactly tell time, you're kind of just gauging how long it's been. But other than just more increasing signs of debris, damage, and habitation.
Are there any markings, like tracks on the floor, to be able to like track anything, or like when it's been around, like through? Because while tracking other creatures, you can learn their exact number, sizes, how long ago they passed through an era.
So go ahead and make I guess it would be an investigation check to see if you've been able to see passage of any recent creatures. Or of any creatures recently.
I'm going to go ahead and just have my short bow in hand just in case anything
I got long
pops
bow.
up.
What was the result?
19.
19. There's no tracks or anything of animals. But looking at some of the dust and sort of the state of certain things as you go by, probably at some point in the last couple of weeks, there may have been a number of humanoids that have come down. But it's hard to tell, just because it's not natural. I mean, it's you're looking at the occasional boot print in like some dust or debris. Not sure of how many. Probably based on the size of some of the boots and the amount. As I mean, you've been kind of following these tracks for over an hour or half an hour. Probably an adventuring party of some kind. But that's sort of the all that you've been able to glean. Nothing natural. So it's been about 45 minutes. And as you've been sort of wondering to yourselves, exactly how much longer can this go on?
This is
you
exciting.
see the slope sort of stop, and it looks like it smooths out and opens up into a chamber in front of you.
Finally.
Yes.
What do we think is ahead?
So it's probably about 40 to 60 feet ahead of you, so kind of like in this rectangle that I've drawn. It looks like it opens up not so much wide, but tall. And you can kind of see a break in the...
Can I check for traps?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Are you going to move forward towards where it opens up a little bit closer? Or
Okay.
are you checking, like, okay, what you got?
1 second. 20.
20. You are fairly certain that this pathway, this ramp that leads into this chamber is not trapped. However, dwarves are notorious for their traps, and so you're pretty sure that you're going to find something very soon.
They trap all the things, but they can't find all their shit.
Yes. All
Well,
right.
shall we continue?
Yes.
See what's going on down there.
That's what we're
All
here
right.
for.
All right. So,
I'm going to make a habit of checking for traps every time we enter a new section. Does that make sense?
yes.
I should be able to help you with that too.
Excellent.
Yeah, so in that case, if you're going to assist in those instances, you can just sort of roll with advantage.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And that's simply based on knowing dwarves and
Yes.
their tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Those evil dwarven tactics.
Yes.
Mm. All right. So what you see, freehand, is the chamber opens up wider to a what looks to amount to a way station of sorts. The tracks, the rut that leads down the ramp this whole way kind of veers off to the side, and you can see sort of the remains of a couple of carts that were there that have long since been like fallen into ruin. The ramp continues again for a short for about 20-30 feet, and it stops sort of at the end of the hall. So you can see sort of where I've drawn that out. Those two lines indicate that the ramp continues and that the rest of the room around it is sort of raised in elevation. And you can see two very, very tall doors. The ceiling height in this room is probably a little over 7 feet, so it's not very tall. It seems very much dwarf made. You can see empty torch sconces sort of lining all of the walls, and a number of what may have once been stone benches and maybe tables or something like that. This sort of a stopping area. They would have sort of welcomed people or hosted people in whatever that you have in the beginning of a mine. The doors that are down at the bottom are approximately each 5 feet wide and about 7 to 10 feet tall, give or take. One of them stands slightly ajar, so you're the light you have kind of. You don't see much. I don't think your light is much stronger than a.
No, it's basically it's like a light spell.
Daylight spell. Okay,
well,
no.
But I know I wasn't using. I didn't say I used daylight. 'Cause that's only once. It's
Oh,
light
I
or
see.
daylight. So she's probably just using light.
So with light, it's kind of above you, so you don't see into the darkness past that door. But you can see the door facing you that's not open. Both doors are embossed with basically a large symbol. 4 diamonds, kind of in a diamond shape.
Shit, it's the Diamond Authority.
I don't get that reference,
Full
I'm
Steven
sorry.
Universe.
Gotcha. Yeah. So basically, there's three diamonds. They're like the simple kind of diamond, sort of like a like on a playing card, kind of, with a slightly larger one in the center. And that's just sort of embossed central in the stone of the large door. And you can see engraved in dwarven runic script across the door a message. If any of you can read Dwarven, okay, sure. It reads, "Stand fast, the Iron Tower." If any of you have any knowledge of history, any of you have proficiency in history?
No. If I were playing my cleric, I would, but I do not.
do.
Okay.
Do not.
So the Iron Tower is a reference to a long fallen kingdom of a dwarven kingdom of Garagar. This was likely a mine that was. I'm not hearing anyone. Okay. Kristen, I can't hear you.
I know I'm muted.
Oh, okay. It just looked like you were trying to talk and I couldn't see or hear. Yes, so the Iron Tower was a reference to the long ago fallen Dwarven Kingdom. It didn't quite stand fast enough. So the door itself is only open about 3 feet, but I think most of you should be able to squeeze through if you want. You can try opening it a little bit further, but what would you like to do?
If it's already open, then I'm assuming any traps that might have been there have already been.
Yeah, there's
raised?
still like the adventurers' footprints or anything like that, the humanoids.
Yeah, so it looks like whatever was here last probably stopped. They milled about. They did some searching. And progressed on into down the ramp into the larger room. But at this point, there's a lot less dirt, dust, and debris, and mostly kind of just bare stone. So it looks like a lot of the debris from the hallway has, from the long hall, was isolated there.
Sit down that way. How
Is there
high
anything
ceilings
else?
around here?
So the large chamber where it opens up wide, and then as the ramp kind of descends a little bit, the doors themselves are about 10 feet or so.
Okay.
And there doesn't seem to be much else of interest in the room, just those carts and things, right?
Yeah. You can do it. It's picked pretty clean.
Okay.
Nothing really catches your. I mean, you poke around a little bit. There doesn't seem to be anything of note or interest besides what looks to be the ruins of, carts. Some.
Okay.
There's no other carvings on the wall other than what is on the door?
No, there's not much decoration or of any kind inside of this chamber. Really, it's just the sort of the runic script across the door, and then the insignia embossed in stone on the door itself. I mean, there are remains of what looked to have been like a campfire that at one point may have been a campfire, and then sort of over time, as people sat and camped, grew into kind of a fire pit of sorts, with a lot of accumulated soot and burnt wood and whatnot off to one side. But that's probably the most remarkable thing, other than the doors and stuff themselves to the south.
So I'm gonna, peek around the partially open door and see if I can see anything in there.
Sure. Another large open chamber. You can actually feel a very minor breeze blowing through now that you're kind of like a little bit closer. That feels vaguely damp. There's there's a moisture.
Well, that's interesting.
But the room itself expands out beyond your light in every direction, and it's bare.
Okay.
Okay.
Should just head that way.
Yeah, let's see if we go.
There's nothing here.
Sure.
So let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get an investigation roll from Joe? With advantage, with help from Wisteria.
Okay, and my investigation. That's a 23.
Okay. So, as you are sort of poking around, looking at the doors are sturdy. They don't move. It looks like the door that's slightly open is actually off of its hinges, and it's just resting. It's probably about 5 to 6 inches thick. This is incredibly thick, heavy wood, banded with iron. But it looks as if
resting on the ground, or is there something on the other side holding it up?
it's actually just resting on the ground.
Okay.
But it looks actually like the wood is just a facade, and the actual interior of the door itself is like solid stone. So it's very heavy and sturdy. Directly in front, let me draw some shapes real quick. All right, so actually, you know what? Hold on a moment.
Half-like, is this
The map-
boss?
Is all right. I'm pulling out the. Hold on a second. So I don't have to keep flipping back and forth between the map and the notes. I'm gonna see if I can pull the staples out of this. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. And that way I can see both at the same time. Thank you for your patience. Anyways, so I can actually describe it though. There's a pit trap directly in front of the door, 2 of them. However, whatever mechanism that seems to arm them doesn't seem to actually be primed. Like looking at it, you're like, this is a pit trap. I've seen these before, but there's no give to it. Normally, most commonly with a pit trap is you step on the pressure plate and something happens. Doors open or it flips. But it's like there's a pressure plate, but there's no give. There's no click.
And I'm
no
sorry,
action.
that's on our side of the door or on the opposite side of the door?
On the opposite side of the door,
Okay.
just as you would step in.
So I see the pressure plate, but there's nothing attached to it.
Right, and the plate itself is pretty large. So let me draw the room, at least what you can see of it. So that is. All right. Oh, that's the wrong tool. Sorry. Be right there with the thing. All right. All right. So you can see. Oh, I see. Okay. So the room itself is very wide. And so I'm going to use red to denote, actually, I'll use red for doors, and if you find anything of note, let's see here. Let's go. There we go. Yeah, 2 very large plates on the ground there. Directly in front. But other than those, you don't actually see anything. Not without some more light.
Do we just
But yeah, they
around
basically
us?
take up. They take up like the entirety of the 10-foot space directly in front of the door.
Well,
Yeah, there's no sort of like going around them.
Oh.
but you know for sure there you can stand on it. There's no pressure. There is no triggering of this particular mechanism.
It's not attached to anything.
They're dormant. It could be attached to something, but it's not armed. It's a trap, but it's not armed.
Do I see anything past the pressure plates?
Just the hull itself goes up past the light that you have. The light that you have kind of extends, like you get 20 feet of bright light and like 10 feet of dim light or 15 feet of dim light, and the light goes, it's just empty chamber. The ceiling you can't see, the opposite walls you can't see. It's too far.
And the breeze is damp.
There is a slight breeze and there is some moisture, yeah.
So there might be water on the other side of the pressure plates.
That is a possibility.
Well, if they're not armed, let's start. Just gingerly step onto one of them and start heading it to the ground.
Don't forget, Tracy, you have special shoes.
Ooh, okay. So I'm going to walk onto the pressure plate and then walk on the wall.
Sure.
Wait, I have a torch of my own, yes? Because in my regular inventory?
You could have a torch, you have a torch, you have a lantern, you have all those things that you might need.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and have my torch out.
Mm-hmm.
And walk along the wall.
Okay.
Let's see, that would be to my left.
Can everyone but Joe see without light? Is it only Joe who doesn't have dark vision?
I have dark vision.
Okay, because if Joe lights a torch, then I'm going to turn off my light, so I'm in.
Right.
Just because there's no reason for us both to have them burning if you're the only one who needs it.
Well, if Joe's going to go move forward, she's going to need her own light, because if your light stays by you, she's going to be going forward into darkness.
But the rest of us all have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
So we might as well not be immediately visible as visible.
Okay.
I'm going to walk along the wall because I don't know what's underneath me and just kind of go to the side of the room and see if I see anything in front of me or below me.
Okay. So it's all empty chamber. Go ahead and give me a perception roll, please.
Let's see. That is 16.
Okay. The chamber is bare. There is no adornment. There's no decoration. There's no markings. There's no debris. It's conspicuously blank. But you can see the pattern. So you can see the large square. The green squares is a single block of stone. And you can see that pattern repeats itself all the way around as you're sort of traversing the perimeter of this room. You can see it. Let's go. It's the entire perimeter of the room, all the way around.
So they could all technically be pressure plates.
From what you can tell, they all are pressure plates.
Oh.
So let me go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Does anyone have lots of lots of large rocks, actually? I imagine large would be that.
Right.
Just start searching.
So as you progress carefully around, you do notice there are some additional doors around the perimeter. All right. So you see a door on the eastern wall here. A pair of double doors, exactly like the ones that you came in from. And a set of doors on the western wall, and a set of doors opposite on the southern wall. And as far as you can tell,
the whole room is pressure plates?
Not the whole room, but the whole perimeter. I'm going to shrink these a little bit just to make them a little bit more maneuverable.
Love you, Thomas.
Okay, so once you get past the pressure plates, there's nothing but
floor, it's regular stonework, like large, thick, heavy flagstones that are have a generally speaking, it's like a plain brick pattern. Occasionally you see it alternates a little bit, but it's normal cut flagstones. All the way around the exterior you see what are these large single stone blocks set into the floor.
Okay. So to get to any of the doors, we'd have to go over them.
Right.
I'm thinking the door that leads to anything might be the one that's trapped.
Well, they're
Or they could all be trapped, I suppose.
I mean, they're all
they might all be
perfectly, so-
trapped. They all
Yeah.
are.
Check and see if any of the ones by the doors look like they're still armed.
That's what I would like to do.
All right. Go ahead, and now you're by yourself, so this is going to be a single investigation check.
Unless you want me to
Are
start
you-
stepping on all the plates.
You don't. You do not have advantage on these.
Okay, so we know that the two in front of the main door that we just came in are unarmed.
Correct.
So conceivably, other people who can sense traps can come in the center of the room and go to doors to check if the plates in front of those specific doors are trapped.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you have with Joe and Wisteria having pointed it out. You can all sort of see the pattern of like, oh, okay, they're all large blocks, and you can move accordingly.
Okay.
I'm just thinking one of us can go to one side of the room and the other can go to the other. Does that make sense?
I have not terrible investigation. I have like a +2, so I have pretty decent investigation.
You actually have slightly better than me, but
Do you have good Do you have any sort of training and understanding and functioning of traps, though?
Hold on. What do I
Being
have?
a rogue.
No, I'm not a rogue.
Right.
No.
Oh, you just have a high investigation,
Yes.
Wisteria.
Oh,
Is that
she's
what
a
you're saying?
rogue.
Or
I
do you
have
actually have some sort of
investigation.
back...
a
Or is it
bit
do-
of searching, like natural explorer, being able to do that,
Right.
and also, if we need, I have a find trap spell.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm going to go to this set of doors on the screen's right-hand side
Uh-huh.
and investigate the plates in front of that set of double doors.
Okay. Did you roll another investigation?
I'm doing that as we speak.
Okay.
That was a natural one. Let's see.
Oh, we all die here.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Do you want me to find traps?
Yes, on that set of doors, yes.
Yeah.
How does find traps work?
So, you sense the presence.
Basically, it's a single time. You basically, it's not like a radar that is a concentration spell. I looked it up just before we played. It's like you basically you can detect anything in your field of vision that's a trap.
Right. So within 120 feet. So I guess. How big across is this? Okay.
Oh, so you can almost do the whole room.
Yep.
Okay. So you cast the spell?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, what you see is it's kind of like playing a game where like the interactive object gets highlighted in a color. Every single one of those stone blocks per ringing the room is highlighted in a color, and each of the doors on the opposite that you see opposite get highlighted in the color. They're all traps.
All right.
It doesn't tell you how dangerous they are. It doesn't tell you anything else other than
Except for the
It's a
ones that
trap.
I'm standing on.
those are traps too.
Except they're not armed, or they.
Does the find traps specify if it's armed or not, or the level of danger?
Let's see.
Find trap spells.
The trap for the purpose of the spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator.
Gotcha.
So I would imagine disarm isn't going to create that effect. And
So it doesn't actually tell you where it is. You just learn the general nature of the sense of traps. Okay. Interesting. So, you don't get that cool video game, this is now glowing in an interactive. However, the general sense that you get is that the floor falls out from underneath you and the door falls on top of you.
Wonderful.
And that's on all of the doors?
All of the doors.
Yep.
Great! So, who wants to stop the doors from falling on us and us falling into holes that are probably full of, I don't know, vipers or something?
Do I have disarm capabilities?
You do.
Thieves' tools type thing.
Right.
I would like to do some sort of investigation. Is there anything indicating what doors do? I mean, where the doors lead, or if there's any difference between the three options, or?
So you walk the perimeter of the room on the wall, avoiding the floor. Each of the doors looks exactly the same as the ones that you came in on. They each have a large pull, except for the north. The north door doesn't have a pull ring; it just has the embossed symbol. Each of the other doors has the embossed symbol and a large pull ring at about what would be head height for a dwarf.
So a little taller than you.
Right. So, does the party feel any particular way would be better than another?
The thing about when you investigated those pits before, there was no mechanism that you could see that you would be able to disarm. And looking at these doors, you haven't done anything directly on the doors. Well, you got a 1. I think you're investigating the doors and you got a 1. You weren't able to
just
determine.
on the door to the right.
Yeah. You want to do the other doors as well?
If that's an option, yes.
Sure. Yeah. So I would say that you spend enough time to thoroughly investigate. It looks like at one point there may have been some sort of built-in fail-safe on these doors, like a hidden catch that if you interact with it, it disarms the trap temporarily. It suppresses the trap. It's often for people who going through who don't want to trigger the trap. They hit the fail-safe, they can go through, and then it rearms itself. Those have all been disabled on the doors. You don't know how the floors work yet.
So the fail-safes have been disabled, which means no matter what, if we try and go through, it will set off the trap.
Right.
Does anyone have anything heavy to throw at the floor plates?
Ooh, good. I don't think I do.
Because that seems like, maybe it would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was there any stuff left in that room back behind Karen?
There's some debris. Carts and I mean, none of the carts would be wheelable down. But if you spent enough time, you could probably drag a bunch of stuff over and pile it up on one of the big plates, the blocks.
Pick a doors, try it, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm down.
Works for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay whichever door we go up to. I'm gonna stay 10 feet back from whoever's gonna try it.
Sure.
Yes.
So just to let you all know, you all each have a bag of holding with tons and tons, not literally tons.
That's true. We do have a lot of stuff.
More than I can carry. With all the kind of dungeoneering and adventuring gear that you could possibly want. So keep in mind that you basically have the inventory of a player's handbook in your pocket if you want to play around or poke things or whatnot.
Like ram
Just
pods.
dump some ball bearings on it.
Right? Yeah.
That might not be
you gotta.
Okay, Bo. Okay.
So you can any sort of non-magical stuff. You came loaded for bear. You've done plenty of dungeon delving before, and so you have between the four of you 1,000 feet of rope. Dozens upon dozens of pitons and hammers and
Yeah, there you go.
dried rations and all that stuff.
Throw the hammers on it.
Yeah, you've got crowbars and all that stuff.
Crowbars, yeah, crowbar and hammers. I think until it clicks.
Yeah,
And
grappling hooks, ropes, all kinds of things.
Yep, that sounds like a
Assume
plan.
rope is pretty heavy when you got 50 feet of it too.
Yeah, sure. So,
So
sort of with
ropes.
that piece of thing in mind,
or no, I guess it'd be
why don't you come up with a plan? I'm going to refill water, and I will be right back as you discuss the plan.
Okay, so
Dump hemp and
pile a
chain.
bunch of pick a side, pile a bunch of heavy shit on one of the plates,
Mm-hmm.
and then grappling hook and rope the door so we can stand back and pull.
Well, it's supposed to fall on top of the person, so then we just...
Right, but I don't know if the door is going to fall when the plate falls.
Ah.
Like, they may be separate traps.
Right. We cannot guarantee the speed of which the door will fall.
Right.
Right.
So if someone dumps a crap ton of heavy stuff on one of the plates, we see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If the door doesn't fall, then we grappling hook the pull ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And stand back with rope and boom, far enough away that we're not going to get hit on the head by a door. Because I don't know about you, but I don't like getting hit on the head by doors.
No.
It's not fun.
I'd be squished.
You would.
I assume it's that.
I'm sorry, I'm super quiet. I'm reading this crazy list of skills that paladins get because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, paladins are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
So should we first kind of start compiling heavy things from the carts in the other room?
well, and we have all that heavy crap in our bag.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
Like a bunch of rope or something like that, or chain. We probably have chain.
What? Who has the best dexterity?
Let's see.
Not
I'm
gonna
a
be
+4.
me.
I'm a +8.
Okay, so, but you probably have. Do you have much strength, or are you pretty low strength?
I'm kind of low on the strength there. I'm a -1 on the strength.
Okay.
I'm just +0 on strength, but I have athletics. I do have +3 to athletics.
We are all really lacking on strength. Just as
I'm not.
Paladin.
well, except for you. But you don't have good dex, do you?
No, my dex is +2.
Because what I'm thinking is that whoever's like dumping stuff on the plate or pulling the front of the door might have to make a dex save. Is that
So
fair?
for save, so fun thing, if you're within 10 feet of me, you get +4 to your saving throws.
Right. So you
So
want to
that'll
stand
help.
within 10 feet of people and
I
be
have-
convenient.
I have +7 to dex save, so
Okay.
probably be okay with
That'd
that.
be +11.
You and or Joe. So Wisteria and or Joe should take the front end of that.
Mm-hmm.
If we
Because-
use our unending rope and tie it around the waist of whoever's throwing the heavy stuff, can everyone just be on the ready to pull them?
Yeah.
That's always good too.
Would that- yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have terrible strength, but I mean, if it's
If we
Joe
fall,
who
if
is
it's falling,
tiny, I think we're
then
good.
yeah, we can keep the person from falling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
I
can
thought,
hold
I thought
the
the door
rope.
was supposed to
I can-
fall on them, so. Okay.
If the other 3 are holding the person putting the weight on,
Yeah.
there should be enough strength between the 3 of them to pull that person away.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
What's happening?
So, should we just
so-
choose a door here? How about the one?
Which
on
door? We didn't pick which door. What door do
We
we want
didn't
to
pick
go
a
to?
door.
How about the one
That's
over on the right?
Okay.
same. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Cool.
let's go.
So let's go that way.
Okay.
So we pile. Who was it? We pile bunch of heavy stuff on one
Well,
of the pressure plates. in front of the door.
First we
Yes.
attach a rope to I guess Joe's up here, kind of passing along piles
Yeah,
and stuff
to
up.
Joe.
Yeah.
Wrap
I will
around
hold the other
her,
end
hold
of
on
the
to
rope
it, just in
because-
case she falls, or we can
Sure.
pull her away from the door if it starts to fall on her.
I'm
Okay.
gonna hold the rope. I'm gonna be.
You need to come closer. Yeah. Well, we're all going to be holding some part of the.
Yeah.
So.
Should we pile? Well, my concern is that if whatever we pile on those plates is going to disappear.
Right.
I mean, it's going to fall. So
Yeah.
we need to be selective of what we put. Do we need to be selective of what
I
we
mean,
put
we
on
have 4 bags of holding full of shit.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
lot of shit. So much. Like, I'm trying to get rid of some of this stuff anyway. Like,
It's probably realistically, we probably put some kind of like monster corpse in there at some point. It's all nasty.
we were trying, some sponsors
God.
gave us a lot of swag for some reason. Like, where did all this stuff come?
Yeah, you've got like you probably have like a couple dozen random weapons and armor that are picked up, and it's like, oh, that's right. We have like a piece of leather armor from our second adventure. I totally forgot about that.
So we dump approximately a person's weight of shit on a plate.
Start pulling out pole arms.
So we're going to tie a rope around my waist, and then I'm going to tie a rope around the bar on that door.
Okay.
So
you're going to tie a rope around the bar?
Rope or grappling hook? What do you think?
I was gonna throw a grappling hook so that you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay. Great. So we put grappling hook on the bar. We have all that weight on the plate. So
what happened?
I'm gonna say we pull the bar, and everyone's ready with the rope around my waist in case something happens that I need to be pulled away.
Hold the action to yank.
And where are you standing? Like right where you are on the map?
Do we want to be back a bit?
Yes. Well, if I'm not the one pulling the grappling hook, then I guess I don't need to be right next to the door, do I?
No, you can be a little further back.
Like I said, you probably have 1,000 feet of rope between the four of you if you really need. Okay.
So if this door came down, is this far enough to be out of its way?
Yes.
The door is about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
So if it came down...
2 squares back should be fine, yes?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
You yank on the rope, and immediately you see sort of all around the door, like these tufts of like dirt and stone, like running up along the sides, like, and the whole door falls forward in it very, very quickly, slamming down onto the ground with a incredibly loud, heavy, rumbling boom. And the doors now lay. It was actually, they look like there are 2 doors, but when you pulled it, they both came down. They do look separate, but they're both very large stone doors, and they're now both fallen right there.
Right.
That looks impressive.
So that's really well.
And all of the stuff that you piled up in front of it, you hear as the door comes down on it, the squealing of metal and splintering of wood and stone as this, hundreds of pounds of stone door
just visibly winces at the crinkling of wood shattering.
So the pressure plate didn't really respond to do anything with the weight of it.
Didn't seem to do anything, no. And then you can now see into a chamber beyond.
Well,
John,
it's actually a hallway.
That wasn't you.
It goes about 10 feet, or I'm sorry, about 20 feet or so. And then actually, it goes much further than that. You can see it extends about another 50 feet or so. No, not like that. 10, 20, 30, 40, about 50 feet.
Shall we, Joe?
Past. I'm still learning how to do Roll20 properly.
Roll20 is hard.
It is.
Yeah, there's keyboard shortcuts that I know I can go be faster at, but
it's both easy and difficult.
Yeah.
Should we take our bet on this door, or should we pull the door down on all of them and investigate which hallway looks the nicest?
Alright, and what you see about 20 feet past the door is a large, pardon my crude, childlike drawing, portcullis that runs ceiling to floor. Thick, probably at least a good couple of inches, the width of a dwarven wrist or so, of just heavy metal. From this far, you can't quite see exactly what, but it's and there's very little space between them.
Well, do we want to try the other doors, or do we want to see what this delightful barrier is?
Well, if we need to run back here, might not be bad to have all these traps already.
Yeah, I would say we pull the doors down just in case.
Okay.
Though if there's stuff behind them, we might not want them all converging on us.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah.
And you can see it opens up into a larger chamber. Although I guess that's like 60 feet away, so you can't exactly see all of that, but yeah, close enough.
I don't know. I mean, if we take the doors down one at a time in preparation for anything that may be coming from the other side, I don't know.
Let's just go around the room. Let's do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Works for me.
This door.
So we repeat the process on the other doors.
I'd say we try this time without the weight on the
we
plate.
skip the weight on the plate since it apparently didn't seem to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll find
Stay
other
further
uses
back,
for
remember-
that stack and stack
we're
of
on 10
metal.
feet back, okay.
Right. Okay.
So we grappling hook the handle and pull.
Okay. So this one opens up. Let me draw my other drawings. Okay, so this one you can see extends only about 40 feet. But you can see the portcullis has come down partway
They
there
really don't
too.
like people leaving this room, do they?
They don't appear to want us to go any deeper. I wonder why.
And we don't see anything
Nice.
past the portcullis on that hallway?
So past the portcullis, actually what you see are two pillars. They look like they have carvings sort of going up and all around them.
Okay. Should we try door number 3?
One here, and there's one here.
What do the carvings look like?
They look actually like the carvings of women, but not dwarven women, like more very elven-looking women. And sort of as you are kind of like looking at them, you can see the carvings begin to shift and move.
Oh.
Well, that's fascinating. Anyone know what's going on there?
And
I'm gonna
What are these
step
carvings made out
a
of?
little closer to get a better look.
A column?
So-
yeah, what are these? Yeah.
They look to be made of stone, not quite the exact same as all the others. So I'm not going to bother drawing the red doors that are horizontal and fallen. I'll just
Fair.
I'll use our imaginations.
Is it the carvings that are moving or the pillars themselves that are moving?
It looks like the carvings are like it's like the stone is alive.
Living stone. That
Yes.
is, that's rather like...
Was it moving when the doors fell, or did it start moving after? Could we tell, like, did it suddenly come alive?
Yes, it started moving shortly after the doors fell,
What are the pictures doing? Just shifting, or?
yeah, they're of elves, and it looks like it's dancing of sorts, sort of a very. If any of you are familiar with elven culture, this seems very much of some sort of traditional elven dance.
She called out, can you understand
Magic
me? Did you
area.
react to that at all?
Would you
In
say that
Elvish.
again? They don't seem to react.
Okay.
What are pictures of elves doing in a dwarven mine?
And why are they dancing?
Well, we did
What I
learn
like to
that
know-
many things have taken over this mine at one point or another, and they've all kind
Yeah.
of fought each other.
But do they normally dance?
I cannot begin to understand elves sometimes. I haven't been an elf for that long, I'm sorry.
Were you something else before?
A wisteria tree?
Well,
I would say we try the third door the same as the other two and see what's on the other side, and then we might have a better idea of which door we want to enter.
okay, yeah, fair.
I would say that, but I'm gonna.
The dancing carved women make me nervous.
Yes,
I think someone
would
should
agree with
stay
you on
over
that
here in case those pillars do something, just to warn us.
Good idea.
But it shouldn't be me in case something comes through those doors.
I can stay back.
Okay.
I have, spells and not a lot of strength, so I'm not actually that much help pulling over the doors anyway.
So actually can stay around the middle here, and kind of halfway between you guys. And now I'll come up here. Okay.
Okay.
Door number 3!
So, Karen, you're kind of standing back to keep an eye on the...
I'm making sure nothing comes from those weird dancing pillars.
Sure.
Dancing woman pillars.
So, same as before, Joe's going to step up and put the grappling hook on, and then you're going to pull on the door.
Do I have enough strength to do it by myself?
You've got 3 people with you.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, it took almost no strength to pull on the pull ring.
Okay, then yes, I pull that door down.
Okay. As you step forward onto that pressure plate in front of the door, it swings open underneath you.
I'm not going on the pressure plate. I'm doing a grappling hook to the handle of the door and pulling it.
That's what you were doing.
I thought you were walking up and hanging it.
No. We've been grappling hooking them the whole time.
Okay. So I'll back that up a little bit. You step forward to toss the grappling hook, and just the tip of your foot hits the stone block in front of you, and it slams open underneath.
Luckily,
and you
we
can
have
see
a thing around your
Yeah,
waist.
it's around my waist.
So you don't fall in because it was you just barely stepped on it, but you swing the grappling hook, catches on the door handle, and as you can see, after a moment, you can hear the sound of rushing water, and you can the sort of a big rush of cold, damp air kind of comes up at you when this thing kind of like slides open. It doesn't open, so it opens and hinges not on the interior, but against the wall. So it like opens out in front of you, and you can kind of see underneath it. And then after a few moments, it slams back into place.
But the doors don't fall.
The doors didn't fall. Well, you haven't pulled yet. But you've got the grappling hook on, and it closed up again, and you're waiting. Are you pulling on the rope?
I'm gonna pull on the grappling hook now.
Okay.
Once I catch my breath after almost falling, and saying an expletive of some sort, pulling on the door and trying to bring it down.
Okay. You yank on the door, and again, sort of all around the edges, it sort of opens up. The doors fall. As they hit the pressure plates, the floor opens up, and the doors kind of like tumble and fall, and with a splash. And Karen, you hear the sound of metal grinding on stone, and you see the portcullis in front of you sort of raising up.
Gates opening, guys!
And you can see the two of the pillars. It looks like the elven women step out of the pillars and are now sort of dancing their way towards you.
Well, we've gotten to the murder hobo part of the night, guys. Let's go.
And I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, I have really low initiative as a paladin.
Fuck! Wow, that's actually a really good initiative roll. Okay.
Oh, that's actually good here too. 19.
Let's do
whoa.
the shape.
What? That was... Oh, I see what I did. I have to get used to
Joe.
I have to use the fact that my computer now has a touch bar, and I can hit a button on my keyboard on the top of my keyboard to hit back, and I accidentally backed out.
Oh yeah, okay. Don't do that. And so, briefly, before your attention is pulled by Karen shouting an alarm, you can see another portcullis that's down a few dozen feet down the hallway.
Just quickly reviewing, it would be for a longsword plus strength plus proficiency to hit, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you go outside?
Okay. And then a shield plus 2 AC. Yes.
Shield plus AC.
You can turn the fan
The
up.
shield adds 2 AC, right?
Plus 2 to your armor class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if I can find some art.
You said two of them?
2 of them, yes.
How many
Oh, hey.
dancing elvish women are there?
There's 2.
They're doing
Oh,
the
that's a
Macarena.
premium asset. I don't have that. Ugh, that's unfortunate.
If I start dancing, will they think that I'm one of them?
You can certainly try.
So we're doing that Macarena. Yeah.
I think when I make D&D mugs, I need to make at least some that say you can certainly try.
If you
Yes,
make that,
please.
I will buy that.
All right. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find a appropriate token to use really quickly. Oh, here we go. Sure, the good old commoner.
Hooray!
Yay.
Yay, commoners.
It's our buddy, the lady.
All the women that we've encountered in this game.
Can you please
All
not
right.
do this? Can you try not to say something like that? Can you?
But I wanna.
right, All right.
Well, she really wants to.
Everyone's got turns.
Oh, there's a ladybug
Yay.
in my room, that's why.
There we go.
What?
Ladybug.
Yes.
Yay, it took.
And as they advance forward, it looks like they pull out these long, slender swords and go into some sort of acrobatic, whirling dervish dance.
Okay.
Pulling Cortanus's moves there.
Less martial and,
More Blade Singer.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cortanus is very, it looks a lot more like a soldier martial arts type thing, and this is much more. There's a lot more flourishing, a lot more ballet moves type sort of thing. Okay. Oh, I need to roll for them.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm getting right on that. All right. So
They're very.
Karen. You go first. Does it show on the turn order what their number is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
They're-
So she's first going to backpedal
Uh huh.
30 feet or so.
Okay.
And then she is going to shoot a blast of firebolt at, I guess, this one.
Okay.
So range spell attack. 14 plus. What is my? Yeah, so that's 21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And I need 2 d10s because she is that level. Okay.
I'm converting THACO and old school AC to 5th edition on the fly, and it's beginning to hurt my brain.
Oh dear. So 11 plus 1 second because it's fire and she's fire dragon.
Okay. So you get some extra.
So yeah, I get some
Okay.
extra. Plus 4 to the damage roll, so 15 fire damage.
15 fire damage. All right.
And that is her turn.
Okay, can you help him clean it up? Okay, I'm in the middle of something. I need you to help clean it up.
What happened?
Noah spilled your Coke. I don't know how much, but he spilled, and I asked Thomas to help clean it up.
Sad.
I imagine it would. All right, so the fire washes over the stone creature, and it being magical fire, you can it doesn't seem to react to it, but you can see like scorches, and it seems to have damaged it, but it doesn't seem to have registered any sort of pain or even reacted to it.
I mean, it was a creepy stone dancing woman, so that's fair.
Right. All right, Illyria.
Okay, I'm gonna go one. I'm gonna go here.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. As you step onto the plate, it falls open.
I thought we tested those plates.
Are the doors across
No, the doors fell down on those plates.
Oh, they did. There are doors there. I should have put doors there. Okay. However,
very good. Door.
I'll go ahead and give you advantage because when you put weight on it, they still open and then the doors fall. Well, one of the doors falls. So you have advantage on your saving throw because...
Well, I'm really glad I have advantage. Not using that die. No, this is not good. Hold on. Dex save. Hold on, I have to check something because it says +4 bonus on saves, but I don't think that's for me.
Did someone else just draw doors? Oh, that's cool.
I did.
I don't know. Well, what'd you get?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. Because the character sheet says +4 bonus on saves, but I don't know if it applies to me or just...
Oh, because you're a protection ASMR?
Protection ASMR and Paladin, whatever it is, Devotion Paladin.
What was your roll plus your normal?
So the normal
plus your own dex mods.
That was 13 without the +4.
Okay, that's enough to dodge out of the way.
Okay.
However, the left door, falls in.
Okay, so I'm just gonna back here a little bit.
Sure.
Like, nope.
Nope. So I'm just gonna hold my attack and wait for one of them to come within range of me.
Sure.
And just preemptively, because I have an extra attack, would I get the 2 attacks with that action or no?
So you hold your action for when someone gets to you.
And as part of that action, I get 2 attacks.
Right. But you wouldn't get like a bonus action.
Right, that's fine.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I think technically Wisteria has a 13.
The 13 what?
Joe and Wisteria are out of order.
Yeah. I have 13.
Would you stop trying to kill the ladybug, please?
Wisteria, you go.
Okay.
Wait, didn't you? Yes, okay. I was mixing up the avatars real quickly, but no, I see. Alright, what's up?
So I can go over here. Got longbow, the magical longbow out, and I'm gonna take a couple
I have a ladybug.
Let's start with this one. So they haven't gone yet, so I get advantage, at least in the first attack against it.
Sure.
That is that is shoot, what is the character sheet, don't do this to me right now. I need to see you. Don't do this, I need to see you.
Why doesn't it like you?
Okay, there we go. Holy shit, okay. So, that is... It's like a 29. Because that was
that definitely hits.
Holy shit. So that is... Let's see... 1d8 plus 6. Where's my d8? There's my d8. So that is 9 piercing. Then gonna take another pot shot at it with.
You said it's a magical bow?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the +2. Then don't think I get advantage the second time around. So. That's 15 plus 11s.
That definitely hits.
It's a nice bow.
It is a very good bow. And that is number 13.
Damage?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So as the arrows are striking it, you can see there's sort of just the slight glimmer of enchantment on each arrow as it's striking the figure. And even though it doesn't seem to be reacting to each of the hits with your final arrow, it seems to have it just on the spot stops and then kind of just falls over inert. But the other one is still advancing forward. Joe.
Have fun, Joe.
You're quiet. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I was yelling at my voice before. I apologize. Okay.
Fair.
I'm going to move and shoot my short bow.
Sure. If you hold your action till it reaches Illyria, you'll get sneak attack damage against it because it's adjacent to one of your allies.
But I just rolled a natural 20.
Okay. So you roll the damage die twice and then add the plus modifier.
Okay. I don't know. Should I wait? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to roll the damage.
You just rolled a nat 20. I'd go with it.
Yeah. Alright, so that's a plus D6 plus 5 times 2.
Well, you don't do that times 2. You roll the die twice, and then you add your plus 5.
Okay. So that's a 4. And the 2. 6 plus 5 is 11?
Yes.
11.
So you can see as you're shooting arrows at it, they're kind of splintering and breaking, and you're seeing chips and stuff come off the thing, but it doesn't seem to have as much of an effect as the magical arrows or the fire.
That's dumb. Okay,
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. So the stone elf woman advances forward and sort of gracefully leaps and like a somersault over the pit trap, the door, landing next to Illyria, which you now have your reaction. You can take your move.
I'm gonna slash her, and that is plus. Where is it? 6, 19 to hit.
Okay, definitely hits. Is it a
Okay.
magic weapon?
It is not, but I am gonna do a divine smite in this.
Sure.
I'll level 1, so 2d8 extra damage. So the weapon is... God, I don't even remember how to damage. It's roll plus strength, right?
Yes. 1d8 plus your strength.
So 10 for the base damage, and then I rolled 11 for the divine smite.
Okay.
And that's the first attack.
Okay.
And my second attack is, that's a lot, 22?
Definitely hits.
And then... What? 11 damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you, the Divine Smite seemed to be particularly effective, but just the sword strikes, you're just kind of striking against stone.
Yep. I should have taken that sword that I was looking at.
Okay.
I almost took a Sunblade, but then I took a mantle that gives spell advantage thing.
Okay. All right.
Where are my spell slots?
This is the. How do I do this? Oh, here we go. So at this point, a number of creatures seem to fly in from the west over there.
Ah.
They look like
Great.
small imps.
Fuck, I hate those things. Oh wait, are imps fiends?
Actually, hold on.
Technically, yes.
Well,
I think
In
this is going to be
5th
fun for both of us.
in 5th edition, apparently they're considered elementals.
Ah,
What? That's
However,
weird.
here, Ursula, I'm looking up the notes about them. Let's see here. That here, they're specifically called imps. And since that's what the theme of everything here is, I'm going to say they're actually imps, but they're just using method abilities.
alright.
So yes, they are fiends. Or actually,
That'd be great.
is there a differentiation between demons or devils, or are they just all fiends?
Just fiends.
Okay. All right. I think demons and devils both actually count kind of the same.
Oh my god, this is gonna be great.
Okay.
I was so thinking, like, should I go with fiends or should I go with, like, it was like either fiends or like aberrations or something like that. I chose
Right.
fiends, like, yes.
Okay. All right. So you see a small cluster of them fly in. All right. The movement is. Okay. And they've kind of spread out. Okay. And you can see as they fly in, they each start muttering and doing something under their breath. If any of you speak fiend.
Yes.
Okay. You can hear they're basically summoning more of themselves. And
We need to shut them up.
Yeah.
Kill
Deep speech? I don't know what deep speech is. But
They
it's
speak infernal.
They'd speak
infernal is what they're speaking.
Or abyssal.
Okay, so I hear that. I hear that
Yeah.
they're summoning more. Okay.
Yes. So this one finishes. It doesn't seem like the fire-looking ones managed to complete their incantation properly, but a whole swarm of the ice ones appear, and they actually appear surrounding everybody.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, great. That's lovely. I'm surrounded by ice
great.
things. I love that. I love being surrounded by ice things.
Right. All right. So next.
Okay. I'm
All
thinking, since we just got a whole shit ton of fiends, I'm thinking about what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for clarification, the +4 does apply to me.
Okay,
In the
that's
future.
good to know. Oh yeah.
Okay. Trying to figure out what I can do that would. Do I have anything I can get multiples of them in that isn't dropping a fireball on literally all of us?
Hey, Brendan, I just got a message. I'm here for Brendan's beautiful face and the inevitability to hear his children interrupt him at some point.
Is that someone in the Twitch chat?
Yep. Zexers.
You do have to
Oh.
Hi, Crafty Kaiju.
Yeah. Yeah, I play, well, it's been a long time, but I played,
Gonna give us hit multiples, unfortunately, without literally dropping a fireball on all of us, which I don't think any of
yeah.
No, it's not
So,
that.
Wisteria, you definitely know with these creatures, are familiar with them. When they die, they explode.
Yeah.
well, then
The ones that just got summoned don't have the ability to also summon. So it's just basically to one shot, they get a chance to summon, and then that's it. So you're not going to expect any more. But yeah, they don't actually have. So they have the ability to bring more in, but they are vulnerable to the opposing elemental thing.
So
In
fire.
fact, yeah.
yeah.
Or
Let people know
ice for the
that.
fire one.
But would non-lethal knocking them out still cause them to explode? I'm learning.
It shouldn't. Only if it dies.
Okay. But I wouldn't know that necessarily.
No, but
okay.
I'm assuming that Wisteria is like shouting
Yes.
frantically
Details to
about
all of
the
I know all of
information.
these assholes.
She's like, I don't know if I can just knock things out. Fire doesn't work that way.
Yeah, fire unfortunately doesn't work that way.
So, but knowing that, she's gonna take a shot at the one over here
Okay.
with firebolt. So at least take one down that's not on top of somebody yet.
Okay.
So
Now, since you're engaged in melee, doesn't that give you disadvantage
not
on your spell attack?
No, I don't think if I'm shooting at something that's away from me.
Oh, it's just if you're shooting at someone
I mean,
in melee
I don't
with you.
know. Let me. I thought ranged spell attack only disadvantage if you're shooting something in melee. But if I'm shooting something at range, because the disadvantage isn't that there's things bothering me. It's just that they're too close.
Right. Okay. I'll look that up later. But that seems to make sense.
that was always my assumption. If that's wrong, then we'll correct it. Okay, so that's a 26 to hit, because that was a nice roll,
That'll definitely hit.
and 15 fire damage
All right. I don't think these guys can actually take a whole lot.
on this guy.
Oh no, they certainly can. They do have hit points. Not as much as they used to. Like these buggers were tough in second edition.
Yeah, so this guy
15
over
fire?
here. 15
Oh.
fire on this guy over here.
Oh, that doubles the amount of damage he takes. Oh yeah, he's toast. He explodes in a shard of I forgot. Like he's vulnerable, so it doubles the damage from fire.
Great.
Yeah, he just explodes in a shower of ice and whatnot.
Great, Wisteria's not
range
wrong,
on
guys. They actually blow up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Should
but you
we
can
me
see
shoot
that
at each
the,
other's opponents then?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Should we shoot at each other's opponents so they don't explode right in front? Well, no, because never mind. Bad
Ones
idea.
that are away from people to start. Yeah.
You
Right.
can see the fire method that was by the exploding ice one. He like leans away as the ice shards go shooting out, and you can hear them swearing at one another.
We might want to attack the ones that can summon, so we can then deal with the ones who
Yes, I
can't.
agree.
They've
Agreed.
all attempted, and they can. You know that they can only do it once per day, and that's it.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Fuck them all.
And that was the
For
first
now.
thing they tried to do. And
Okay.
all right. So
Do I have anything that's really a good bonus action? I don't know. Sword sense. meta magic that requires like I can change something. You know what? Let's see. There's 2 of them on me. They're gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna stay where I am and just. It's Wisteria's turn.
All right.
Lovely fiends. I'm just gonna walk away from stone friend.
Okay. She'll try and hit you with her stone blade. 2.
That actually does hit.
Oops.
That's alright. No.
Let's see. Yeah, it's 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay. 1 second. If I can type, that'd be great. Alright, and then I am going to use a Channel Divinity, Turn the Unholy.
Ooh.
And all these motherfuckers have to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be turned for 1 minute.
Get
Okay.
turned.
DC 15?
Yep. Wisdom.
All right. So, yeah, they don't have any modifier.
I'm assuming these are actually 5-foot squares, even though it's being weird.
I'll change that. Yes, it's 5-foot squares.
Yeah. So, but still, they're all within 30 feet of me, so.
So I'm rolling the new D20 that I got for my paladin character. I'm not going to do that anymore. Okay, so they flee on their turn, though, right?
It just says turned. It doesn't specify what. It would be like cleric's turn, I'm sure. So yeah.
So I believe they're considered to be frightened is the term.
It doesn't say in the paladin stuff. It just says it's turned. So
okay.
Let me look it up in the cleric page because I know it's listed in clerics.
Was there anything
Same idea.
else besides that action?
Yeah. I don't think I have anything I can do as a bonus.
Okay.
Really. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Wisteria.
All right. So, as a bonus action, she is going to. There are a lot of enemies here, so she.
So as Illyria sort of advances forward and presents her holy symbol and shouts something in celestial or divine something or other, you're not quite sure what it is, almost the entire room of these imps cower away in fear. There's only a handful. I've marked them all with little hearts for all the ones that are affected.
Okay.
There's one that still seems intent on you. It doesn't seem to have even noticed the paladin.
Fair enough. So first of all, she's going to use her bonus action to take on the Guardian Soul appearance. So she starts growing a bit and starts getting like bark-like longer arms and face a bit, and the hair extends a bit and looks a bit like wisteria blossoms down the back of it. So she becomes this like large-sized tree person.
Found an ant wife.
So she is now large size.
She's now large.
Yep. And she gets some temporary hit points to go along with that, luckily.
Right.
And she is going to start. Since I'm in melee, actually, did I get? Oh shit. Okay, so since that one's in melee, she's gonna like grab her bow and go after this one at the moment.
Okay.
Since that was the one that summoned, right? Which one summoned? I think it was that one.
Yeah, the all the ones that could did.
Yeah, and that's the only one that's not gonna run away.
Right.
That's not on
pissed off of it. And
there's one that's on you that will not run away. But
Yeah.
the other one the one that you're shooting is also.
She'll deal with it later. It's a little asshole that she needs to like flip away with her tree limbs now. She's gonna take some couple longbow shots at that one.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be fun if this works. So okay, so that's 16 plus 11.
Definitely hits.
And this is a fiend, so it takes 15 damage on the first hit.
Okay, and this is with your bow?
Yep.
Okay.
Pulling out, drawing another one, shooting again. 13 plus 11.
Definitely hits.
And that is 14 damage.
Yeah, it wasn't a burst of flame and fire and sort of bits of lava actually shooting out of its corpse.
Get
Kind
out.
of like Gold and Diablo off a treasure goblin. Alright, Joe.
Nope.
These creatures basically appeared menacing, and then all of a sudden they seem frightened and are moving away. So they're not threatening you or anything. You can move freely.
Okay. Because I was going to use my bonus action to disengage, but I don't have to do that if I don't need to.
No, they are not able to take a reaction and get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So there are.
But I don't want to attack the ones that are right next to me because they're going to explode and hurt me.
Right. But you can move without worry of getting hit.
So I'm going to move here,
Okay.
and I'm going to shoot at this guy.
The which one?
How do I...
Just hold the mouse button on it. That one? Okay.
That guy.
Yeah, they're not particularly agile, or hard to hit.
Because I know that my bows didn't do crap against the stone lady, so I'm going to shoot and hopefully...
Damage, just not as much.
So that's 21.
Definitely hits.
And that's a d6 plus 5.
Oh, hold on.
What?
No, nothing that you're doing wrong. When I created this map, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the scaling.
I
That's
just
weird.
completely broke the scale of everything. Hold on.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, yeah, just now Wisteria is her actual size. There we go.
There we go. Okay. So I think I've fixed it so that. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, the scaling of the ruler is just broke. Let me see if I can do.
So just
We can
double
just
whatever
count
you see in the
there.
ruler. Yeah, just count.
Well, I'm modifying things a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. There we go.
It works.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. I just had to change the numbers.
Okay, so I'm just rolling damage, yes?
Yes.
Alright, 9 to this guy.
9.
9.
All right. It takes 9 points of damage.
And that unturns it.
Oh, if it takes damage, it wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually how turn works.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it sort of like rips the arrow out of it and then turns to look at the halfling that shot it, and it snarls at you. All right. And the stone lady dances towards with her sword. Okay. Not using that d20 anymore. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's dancing, but it doesn't really seem to be It doesn't seem to be doing a lot of actual sword swinging. All right. Next up, it is the Mephits. All right. So it's going to fly. It's going to dash. 1, 2, 3, 8. All right. And then they dash. So you can get an attack of opportunity if you want, as they leave your range. You only get one reaction, though. So both Karen and Wisteria, you can get attacks of opportunity as they fly away.
Karen probably won't because she doesn't want them to explode on top of her.
Okay.
And I'm
Fly away.
I'm holding the bow, so I don't think I can make sudden swap out with melee. So
Yeah. Also, I don't think she has
whack it with the bow.
a weapon drawn. She's just
Just,
using magic. She's got her focus, so they get to run away. Bye, bye, little ice imps.
Obviously, I need to like put some metal teeth along the bow.
It's a melee bow now.
This
The saw
one,
bow.
this one breathes a cone of ice, and I need Karen and Wisteria to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And this one advances and does the same thing, and I basically need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
With advantage, is it a spell effect? Is it considered
It is not a spell effect. No,
Okay.
it is not a spell. It is the creature's natural magical abilities.
13 for Karen.
Okay.
Can I use evasion on this?
Yes.
24?
So
Okay.
evasion is kind of like something that you always have, where if you make a saving throw, you take 0 instead of half. Okay.
Okay, so I still need to make the throw, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. That's a 15.
Okay. So all of you who make it, except for Jo, because she takes 0, take 3 points of cold damage.
What was the DC?
10.
Okay.
I didn't actually say that, did I? You all made it because you all rolled higher than 10, and you only take 3 points of cold damage.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And now we're back to Karen.
I'm listening to everything. I'm just trying to find an eraser.
I really want to go find that D20.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So, I'm gonna come over here and take a firebolt at the stone woman. Since
Okay.
fire seemed to work reasonably well. That is almost certainly not going. Well, it's 10 to hit, so probably not.
No.
Okay.
Not enough.
So no hit.
It just kind of splashes off her, and she seems to have like deflected it as she's dancing with her stone blade.
Okay.
All right, so that puts us at Illyria once you're done sneezing.
I'm good. Okay. What can I do? You know what? I'm just gonna the one in front of me because I don't like it.
Sure.
Fair. You don't like it. Attack it.
The 17 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Okay. And then that was a D8. 8 damage.
Okay. All right, Wisteria, you're up.
I have 2 attacks.
Right. I'm so used to our other party not having 2 attacks, so I apologize.
What's that be?
That's okay. And then I'm gonna Great Weapon Master this one.
Okay. Yeah, they're not hard to hit at all.
Yeah, they are. Wait, no. I didn't add my bonus yet. That's 18 minus 5 is 13.
Still hits, yes.
Okay.
And you get to add 5 damage.
I get to add 10.
Oh, it's dead.
Actually, and I forgot to add my modifier to that last one. So, yeah.
You need to make a dexterity saving throw as it sort of explodes in front of you. See if you can pull up your shield to block it in time.
19. Thank you,
Yeah.
plus 4.
Yeah, you do take a little bit as the ice cuts you, but it's only like 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Joe.
I can't hurt the stone person.
Did I
You skipped Wisteria.
I
Stop that.
did. Okay, sorry. Wisteria. You're
Giant
big.
tree woman needs her turn.
Giant tree woman needs her turn.
Yeah. So, heck with it. I'm gonna step back so I can just wail on this thing. I can only move 5 feet though. This form can only move 5 feet at a time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, it technically does get an attack of opportunity against you
Fair
because you
enough.
move out of its reach.
Take it.
I should be not rolling that. This worked great. I mean, it's not particularly strong. Let's see. It's got. You take. I don't know if you're resistant to cold damage or not, but you take 4 points of slashing damage and 5 points of cold damage.
Okay. And now it's
And then
gonna
you can-
get wrecked.
Yeah.
Because I just realized I've been not rolling as much damage as I should be either, because I've got extra... Okay, so 16 plus 11. So...
Definitely hits.
So it's 1d8 plus 1d6, because I've got a piercing thorn thing from this particular subclass. Where's my... I'm gonna use my Maiden's D6, because I like my Maiden's D6. So that is... 21 damage.
Yeah, you basically in one single strike cleave the thing in two, and it's not even quite realizing that it's dead yet as its body explodes into ice shards. It's too far away from you to even to hurt you. They kind of just like gently splatter against you as if someone dumped a cup of ice kind of in front of you, and you got a little bit of splashback. But yeah, there's
The morning dew on the tree branches.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But I have an extra
Wisteria
attack,
is
so I can
gone.
turn on this one, right? Or does it have to be...
Yeah. Or you can't move that far, can you?
No, but it's a longbow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You stepped back and actually shot it, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking you were using a melee weapon. Yeah, no, you can totally shoot that thing.
Turn on that. Okay, so I can't use the piercing thorns anymore, but... 17?
It totally hit, yes.
Okay.
Damage.
So, this is not one of my favorite enemies, so let's just see.
No, it's definitely not. Unless your favorite enemy is statues of elven dancers.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
That's a very, very specific enemy.
So that is 12 piercing.
Okay.
That's a favorite enemy you only have if you've encountered it before.
Right. Is that it's a magic bow, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a rare
All
magic
right.
bow.
Okay. So that is actually enough to slay the creature. Although slay is difficult to say because it just kind of becomes inert and then falls over.
No.
Okay. Now it's Joe's turn.
And there's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can hear and see the screeching of these imps as they fly away.
Okay.
They're within range if you could, because you can move like 25 feet, I think, as a halfling in either direction and still reach them and shoot them.
So let's see. 25 feet?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go here.
Hmm.
And shoot at this guy, I guess?
Yep, he's within range.
16 plus 8, 24?
Definitely hits.
8 damage.
All right. Shoot it in the back, and you can hear it squeal in pain, but then sort of angrily, like, look over its shoulder and then turn to fly back towards you.
As a, I have a bonus action to help, but I have to. Is that possible?
You could help someone, But
I guess I'm
nobody's
asking.
really engaged in that's sort of like you kind of distract an enemy and give them disadvantage on their attack roll. But it kind of has to be like in melee kind of thing. And you're not in range of anyone right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So there are no more fire methods. This one angrily flies in, gets to the room, sees everyone else gone, and then immediately turns around and flies away. And all the other ones continue flying as fast as they can away.
Oh,
No, get back here!
that was an interesting hello.
Well,
Just looking down at Karen. Everyone alright?
Anyone hurt?
I'm fine.
Also, how high was the ceiling here? Am I, like, hitting my head?
It's actually beyond your light.
Okay, good.
Like you can't see the ceiling.
Okay, good.
Well, what do we want to do now?
I suppose we should pick a direction and continue.
As long as we don't fall through those lovely plates on the floor.
Do we have something that we can use to brace them somehow? Keep them from falling?
All of the mechanisms are completely hidden, and even when it opens, there isn't really much that you can see. You could force it to stay open, but once it does open, you can do something to maybe block it from closing again properly. But there's nothing that it looks like you'd be able to do to keep it from opening to begin with.
The doors to the right there, we put weight on them,
And they
and they didn't fall.
Right. But then the doors to the south, once weight was added, then it triggered it.
Even though, yeah, because like these doors are here, and then once I stepped on it, it triggered.
The left
What
one,
if
it triggered,
we-
and then it fell.
How far? I have a thought, but 25 feet. What if we threw one of the grappling? Well, what if we threw one of the grappling hooks to the portcullis, hooked it on that, and then used that to kind of pull ourselves across?
Could work. Though we have to try to get that portcullis up. That's the only one that's still down, right? There's only one.
No, the
down.
one on the east is also down. It's only
Okay.
the one on the south that
So the
open.
south is the only one open. Okay.
Right.
We could pick either direction and try that, I think.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going- what are you
has the
going
best-
to? So you're going to anchor one end of the grappling hook on the portcullis to the west. What are you going to anchor the other end on?
Just hold it and then
But then one
pull.
person still has to jump.
What are we
Wait, so
jumping?
you're going to hold it while someone climbs on it? I mean, that's like 100 to 200 pounds, depending on the size of the person.
No, no.
Their
Would
equipment.
I be able to help as a large creature with a 15-foot reach?
Can you just
How long do
pick
you-
us up and put us down on the other side of the bridge?
You very well could. You could do that, and you could also step over the space. How long does that ability last?
Until I stop it as a bonus action.
Okay, yeah. You can take it. I mean,
Let's
it's
do
going to
that.
take you a while because you're like
Because I can only move 5
Moving.
feet at a time.
5 feet at a time.
Just very
So it's
slowly, slow tree
No.
person just making their way. I'll get there eventually. I will get there eventually.
Don't be hasty, Master Marionette.
I'm getting there. I'm making
very
it.
She's an ant.
Which one are we?
She is like she was an awakened
leaning
tree.
over?
I don't care. East or west, pick one.
Let's roll for it.
Oh, all right.
East.
Okay.
All right. So over here. I'll get there eventually. 6 seconds.
Pike
12
says east.
seconds. 18 seconds. I'm getting there.
Hey, at least it doesn't actually take you that long. Like,
Yeah. Then I gotta go this way. Get there. Give me
So
time.
after about 2 minutes, She manages to pick everyone up and gingerly place them
Over here.
on the other side. And then slowly step over. Now, does this increase your strength as well?
Wasn't it like a large creature doubles your strength at all, or ability to
It's
carry capacity?
basically, for all intents and purposes, it's like the enlarged spell, right?
I think so.
Alright, I'll look it up.
Joe, do you want to take a look at this? See if we can figure out how to do this. Get this portcullis up.
Yeah.
And while she checks that, I want to look at it and see if anything on or around it seems magical. If there's any kind of
So, it doesn't change
inscribing or anything?
your strength modifiers or anything like that, but it does increase, it gives you advantage on anything having to do with strength, saving throws and checks.
Okay.
And you can, and it lasts until you dismiss it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got a 17 on the investigation roll about the portcullises.
Okay.
Did you want me to roll Arcana for what I was checking?
What were you checking?
I was looking for any kind of magical hints, inscriptions, runes, anything on or around the portcullis.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, what is that? Move it, Scanlan.
Don't trust Scanlan, jeez.
Yeah, never trust Scanlan.
Yeah,
So-
definitely 13.
There's definitely nothing seemingly magical or arcane in nature about anything here. Again, it's very plain and nondescript. Joe, what you see is this is a very simple mechanism where it's basically it's possibly controlled from somewhere else, but there doesn't seem to be any traps. It's just kind of like there's like a latch. It opens, this thing comes down, and then it's just down. There doesn't seem to be any mechanism to lift it back up from here, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of triggers or anything that you can see or find around the portcullis.
Is there space to go between them? No, I'm sorry. It's a yeah. Is it?
Even for you, it's too tight. The little imp creatures can fit through the small
If
holes.
they all push together, can we push it back up?
You could try.
Let's try.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
Help,
strength.
tall tree lady.
All right. What is everybody's strength score?
Mine is
7.
terrible.
17.
6.
6?
Yes. Oh
So
I
10,
rolled a
17.
6.
Okay, 6. Tracy, what's Joe's strength?
-1.
No, not your modifier. What's your actual strength?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Probably
Listen.
same.
Wait a second.
I may just have to get out of this and jump because I can't go more than 5 feet, so I would definitely be stepping on this
Yeah,
bag.
you wouldn't be able to move.
Yep, so she'll go.
Wait,
I
so
thought you
that
said
means
you could
your
step
strength
over
is
it.
being accounted for, right?
Hmm?
So
Okay. I'm having a moment. I'm not sure where my strength is. Oh, I'm sorry. 8.
Okay,
Got it,
so
8.
wait. So 8, 6. What was your strength, Illyria?
17.
Okay, 17, so 23, 31. Okay, so the three of them are grabbing and lifting, and it's like you can feel it like shift. If you just had maybe one more person, you think you could probably lift it up.
Come on, tree lady.
She needs to get out of
you're
tree
muted.
form first.
Right.
So she'll go back down to normal size, though I can't really change the sizing on that.
Okay.
Do you need to step over before you shrink?
She can only move 5 feet at a time. It doesn't matter. She can't step over it. So she have to like make a running jump, basically. So back down to normal size, make a running jump over the thing.
Good luck, tree lady.
Except I can't.
It's okay.
I can't
So,
resize myself. I don't think.
oh, I should be able to do that. Yeah. So, you can with a running jump with no other constraints, you can very easily clear the 10-foot pit. or the not the pit because there's nothing there, or the doors and stuff. So without too much difficulty, you can leap across.
I mean, we already put stuff down on that, though. Huh.
Right, but the other one, the door fell on, and when you stepped on it, it fell in anyway. Or Illyria stepped on it, it fell in. So
Yeah.
I didn't think we put stuff on the other doors because we assumed
we
weren't
didn't.
going to mess
We
with.
didn't.
Yeah, but we put stuff on those doors. Or those pressure plates.
It's better to be safe. Okay. Help.
So we try again to lift the portcullis.
Okay, with Wisteria's help, all four of you sort of line up and lift, and you're able to lift it and rise it up. But and you can all lift it probably about not much higher than Joe, because she's so short she can't really get much more pressure to lift it up higher above her. But there is no mechanism that's like holding it in place. You're going to have to do something if you want to actually either duck underneath it or somehow lock it and hold it into place.
I mean, well, once I'm over here, I could possibly get big again and try to help with that, but or put more pressure
How
on
often
it.
can you use the ability?
It doesn't give a amount. It doesn't give a number of times. It just says as a bonus action.
Interesting.
Because I can't move, so I'm just basically like there for when stuff comes at me.
Right.
Right, so it comes with enough disadvantages that are not limiting the usage. What subclass is this?
It's a Primeval Guardian. It's a UA.
Ah,
Fun.
I was making a Tree Ranger. Oh shit, there's exactly a subclass now for Tree Person.
how do we get us on the other side of this if it takes all of us to lift it?
Okay, let's put it back down for a second because I have an idea. What if we just try to smash it with a portable ram?
Is a portable ram a magic item?
No.
It just gives advantage on
You can
strength.
use a portable. You can use a portable ram to break down doors. When doing so, you gain a +4 bonus on the strength check. One other character can help you use this ram, giving you advantage on the check.
It's not a door. It's a gate that's 10 feet wide and about 10 feet tall, made up of iron bands that are like 3 to 4 iron bars that are 3 to 4 inches thick.
Break the ram.
Yeah.
It was worth it. It was worth asking.
No, fair. Do
I
we
can't.
have anything to prop it up with?
Old weapons.
What would prop this thing up? Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's. I can't. Morgan, can you not climb on the book that I'm trying to read, please?
Just a bunch of 10-foot poles. Just a bunch of them. Just start pulling out 10-foot poles by
Does
the...
anybody have an immovable rod by chance? Because that would be great right now.
Somehow I don't think setting the metal gate on fire is the way to go, and that's really...
Why do we not have an immovable rod?
Because we wanted things that were more nifty rather than...
Yeah, as
Functional.
awesome as they
Practical.
are,
They're not cool. We all want to be cool.
Stop throwing things!
I can...
you could go back
You
and
guys
see,
think
like,
about
wait,
that. I'm gonna get another water refill.
So
I don't know!
when we opened one thing, it let loose the one down
The other
south.
two.
Yes.
Right.
When we opened the west door,
I'm listening.
things came from... The women came from the south, and then the imps came from the west.
So maybe
Right.
there's something down here that can open this one?
Maybe?
Do we want to?
vice versa?
Of course, now we're all on this side of the
Yeah.
potentially falling plates.
Yeah, but to be fair, we
yeah.
already stuck a bunch of heavy stuff on that, and then the doors fell on it. So,
And I
who's
mean,
going to?
we didn't. To be fair, we didn't have to roll to jump that.
Well, we didn't jump it. Only
But
jump
she,
period.
but she didn't have to.
Yeah, but Joe, based on the jumping rules, if Brendan wants to follow them at all, Joe and Karen cannot jump it.
Yeah.
We are not capable of that jump
Oh.
because our strength is too low, and your jump distance is based on your strength.
I mean, I could lift people back over again.
That's an option. But yeah, my point is, Joe and Karen, if Brendan wants to follow the jump rules at all, are not. There's no way they can make that because it's like I think your jump.
But what about
jump-
like this corner here to this thing, like there to there? Because the doors are already down, so this is just kind of open area for like a 5-foot jump.
Yeah, long jump is up to your strength score if you take a running leap. So that's the problem.
From a logistical standpoint, it takes the four of you to be able to like lift it. If one of you were to let go, the rest of you could make a strength check to see if you could hold it for the amount of time it would take for one person to get underneath. And then they could hold it, and then you can kind of do that.
Right.
But it would require a series of strength checks to make sure that you didn't drop it on any one of your party members.
Or Wisteria could go under first and then get huge again.
I feel like whenever Karen and Joe are the ones or two of the people holding it, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You would have a much slimmer chance.
I have a -2 to strength, guys.
I'm strong! For once! I never play strong characters.
So just to be clear, the door to the south there, the portcullis is no longer there, correct?
Yeah, it lifted.
But there was nothing
Pondering
beyond
about
the
going back there and
pillars,
seeing if
right?
that would open this side. Something on
Yeah,
this
they were just the pillars, the stone pillars.
I mean,
Why
we could
don't-
look.
Why doesn't someone who can actually jump?
I'll go
We
back.
should all go. We should all go so if something happens.
Morgan! Really? Really? You're throwing my dice now?
Yeah,
Well, can Joe walk around a corner of a wall?
She could walk on any wall, yeah.
Okay, so Joe doesn't have to jump. Joe
Yeah,
can
Joe
just walk
doesn't even
around
have
the wall.
to.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have to jump.
So it's really only Karen who really sucks at jumping. And
Yes.
I mean, I could cast fly, but that would use a 3rd level spell slot.
Just be like
Right.
piggyback ride and then tree person.
So, yeah. So if you get a running jump, you can travel a number of feet equal to your strengths,
Right.
without really having to roll.
But that's why Karen cannot do that.
Right. So everyone else can clear it or walk along the wall, but Karen's gonna need to get some assistance.
I'm still not sure, like, this thing will actually drop, because we already put
Yeah,
a bunch of heavy stuff on it before.
I'm still confused about because
Does
we had
someone want to put a toe? You know what? Fine. Karen steps up and like puts her toe on it.
I would do it.
Does anything happen?
Yeah, the floor opens and the door on the side that you're on falls in.
Okay.
And you can kind of see like the debris and remains of whatever you put underneath it.
So we just
Yeah,
didn't
guys.
put enough. We just didn't put
It's
enough.
still a
on
trap. It needs apparently the door needs to be there for the stupid trap to fall. I don't know.
Well, can people like jump over from here, from where Karen is to there? Because that's not a 10-foot jump. That's like a 5-foot. Little hop.
Is that open? Are there spaces that are between the plates, or is it?
No, the plates are full
Oh.
10 feet
Yeah.
in square. I just shrunk them so that we can see a little better.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
If we
there is
can-
no lip.
if we
Yeah.
tie a rope around Karen and all 3 of us get to the other side, can we
You can
pull her
pull me
across?
Just
You
lift
could
you
you
over.
could do that, yes.
Let's do
Okay.
it, guys. I
Let's
suck
do
at
that.
jumping.
I'm gonna jump first
Literally,
because I
just
can.
like reach
Okay,
across.
I'm gonna walk along the wall and get myself over here.
Okay, so the thing is, you're going to walk along the wall. How are you going to get across the 10-foot square? Because you were lifted and dropped across.
But up here, they weren't active. We walked across those. So if she goes,
Right. Well, what I'm asking is, are you going to step on one of those plates right now?
Can I investigate before I do that?
I thought she was like up
You
on the
certainly
ceiling.
can.
The ceiling, I can't see the ceiling.
Oh,
The
I
ceiling
mean,
is
the
really high
wall.
up.
You could just walk all the way around like this way, and then that way, and then that way, and then
I'll
back.
go the long way around to the plates that we know won't engage.
Which plates you know won't engage?
In front of the door that we came in.
These.
Okay.
because we walked across those plates. Do you want
Yeah.
to check
Yeah.
them though?
So I'm gonna walk along the wall, walk to where we came in, and then I'll go across those plates to come in.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
What?
What the fuck? But we all stepped on those.
Yeah, we did.
You did, and they
That's so
weren't
weird.
armed. And
And
now they're
now
armed.
they're armed.
How
The
did
door.
they-
I think the doors dropping armed them.
Okay, I jumped
That's what
anyway.
happened.
That's
I was gonna
So
jump.
everyone else
That's
jumped.
27.
Okay.
Nice,
So
Joseph.
as you step out, you can feel it. Like as you step on it, you can hear it click. And with your highly trained reflexes, you run and jump as the plate falls out from underneath you, and you catch the other side and climb out just as it slams up again behind you.
Can you tell how to disarm them now?
Everyone else but Karen has made their way back towards the center. Oh, one of these doors is gone.
We throw her a rope.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
throw her a rope and
Just put it
Go
around
ahead
your
and-
waist
Yeah, I
make a dexterity check with advantage.
You even like become a
Okay.
tree and reach over and like catch her.
Yeah. I mean, if you just become a tree, you can just pick her up, right?
Like that or just like wrap.
Yeah,
Okay, dexterity check with advantage.
right. This is how quick can you get across and leap?
22.
Okay.
I rolled
Yeah.
a 19 on that.
Nice.
Right. Okay, so it wasn't so much a test of your strength of being able to jump, but how quickly you can move for them to yank you as the plate falls underneath.
Yes,
and
we've
with
also
the
found
final
our
door
mightiest
falls
of
down.
enemies, doors.
All right.
Well, that was great.
Karen sees a door that she has conquered.
Now what?
All right.
Okay, now back to.
Why doesn't
Really
someone who
told
can?
murder hoboing.
Why don't we all go over here and someone who can jump over, and we're all in range to do
I'm gonna
something
go.
if we need to.
No.
But that way we aren't all.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop over.
Sure.
How long we've
Are
been
there
stuck in this?
still dancing people on the pillars at all?
No. The pillars have actually they're just simple plain stone.
Is there anything around here interesting? Anything that looks like it might trigger anything? Anything fun?
You'd have to get closer to find out. It's
I will
dark.
get right up in there, and I will use the.
Down here on the portcullis to
Right
the
up in
west.
there.
Hold on.
I'm sorry,
Actually, I'm gonna cast light
Okay.
on one of the pillars
Sure.
so I can see better.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Yeah, I found my character sheet. Perception. Oh, this is 10.
I mean, there's still carving that you can see, but it's there's no like whereas before it was kind of like almost like a tableau of like dancers and other things going on, and now it looks like there's like this big section that's just kind of blank, but you still see detail work along the stone pillar, and it's a stone that's it's much lighter than and seems very porous stone in comparison to the rest of the stone that you've seen. But
If I touch it, does anything happen?
Do you go up and touch it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go up and touch it, you hear the sound of grinding metal as a portcullis slams down behind you.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Great! Well, that was
Cool.
if you touch it again, does it go back up?
Poke.
Did any of the other portcullis open?
No.
They're all still closed?
Yeah, from what you can tell, this one is actually not nearly as thick or as heavy or as sturdy looking as the other one. Like the other one was like massive. This is kind of like generically portcullis-y. In fact, Joe might even be able to squeeze through as a small creature.
Can
But
I
a paladin in armor, definitely not.
can I push it? Does it move? Does it budge? Just testing it.
Try to break it down with your weapon.
So you grab it and you kind of rattle it, and it seems kind of lightweight a little bit. But once you've grabbed it, you can't seem to remove your hands from the bars.
What?
They seem to be stuck to
What?
the bars.
I can't move.
You can
Like
move,
you're riding a
but your hands are like it's
No, I
like
can't. That was in character. I can't.
What is there like glue on the door? What?
So
almost.
do you want to pick me up and put me on the other side, and I can kind of crawl through and see? I don't know.
Touch it. No, you don't touch it.
Can I crawl through without touching the bars?
That would be really. You'd probably have to strip out of your armor and take off most of your gear, and maybe
Don't try
you
it.
could squeeze.
Yeah.
Don't try it.
Is it a metal portcullis? It's metal?
It's metal, yeah.
Okay.
But like, I can't release my hand at all.
It seems that they're really, really stuck. I mean, you pull on them in it, and you can like you're like pulling really hard, and it's beginning to like hurt. Like, because your hands are stuck so fast to this thing.
Great.
Does it have anything written on it or anything like that?
On the portcullis,
Yeah, or
Or the pillars?
you can kind of like awkwardly look behind you. It does seem that there might be some decorative elvish on the pillars.
I might have been able to read that. Well, it was still open, maybe.
But it's not like it's not like obvious dwarven runic script stamped across like this is a message. It's more like you can kind of see what might be lettering interspersed among some of the design, and it looks very elvish, very out of place for.
I know Elvish and Dwarvish.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely know Elvish.
The portcullis is significantly lighter than the other one.
But if we all touch it to lift it, we're all stuck.
Right. If I had somewhere to smash it.
If I can get to the other side, I have a glaive.
Well, your
Try to
glaive be
cut it
stuck to
down. Try to cut it down with like a weapon.
It's iron bars, like unless
yeah, I
it's
guess.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe like
unless
hit
you've
the
got like
hinges
some kind
or
of
something, or any kind of.
be tricky.
I mean, I can shoot
Has
magic
anyone
arrows at
actually-
it.
I
but-
should have gone back to that portable rim thing.
What if someone shot the pillars? We have no way to
reach
know
those?
this. But between the bars, if Joe could fit through, if she potentially fit through if she took off all her armor and gear,
Oh, right.
you should be able to shoot through the bars. The question is, would shooting a pillar do any good? I mean,
Yeah.
touching the pillar dropped the gate.
Yeah. Was it just
So-
one pillar? What about the other pillar?
Yeah, which pillar did you touch, Ilaria?
I think it was this one.
Just the one that she's closest to. She didn't specify, so I just picked one.
Okay. Do you want to
Can you touch the pillar again with your feet?
Can you?
Kick!
And the other one?
Kick!
Yeah, you're kicking it and your foot's thudding against it, but there doesn't seem to be any effect.
Wisteria, do you think you can shoot through the bars to shoot the pillar that she didn't touch?
Potentially. I mean, I can certainly try.
I don't know what to do.
But if we break it and it's what gets her out, what happens then?
We'll figure it out. Just try it. At this point, I'll try anything.
Otherwise, she's stuck there for eternity. I don't think she wants that.
I'd rather not.
Pull back.
Sure. So you can just take your time to aim and fire. I mean, it's an arrow against a column of stone. I mean, even if it's enchanted, and so it's not doing a whole lot of damage. And you can continue to fire a number of arrows, and you start sort of eventually like beginning to chip away at the stone and sort of carve, chunks of it off in a way. But even with each arrow impacting, it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of damage or affecting the pillar, and there seems to be no effect on the portcullis.
Just look around, see if you can find something else. Don't worry about me for now. This is pointless.
I don't really want to leave you stuck there.
Have we tried anything with like fire or ice or something? Is it something triggered by elements?
I could shoot fire at something. I'm good at that, but I don't. I mean, at what? At the pillar?
It was heat. I don't know. Heat from her hand or something? We saw the elementals who attacked from before. If there's something maybe elemental based in these.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to pull at anything I can think of.
I step up and shoot a firebolt at the pillar that Wisteria has been shooting arrows at.
It's the iron bars themselves probably aren't much more than like an inch around. So they're not all that large.
Hit the bar with a firebolt above my head and see if you can snap it.
Okay. That's gonna be hot, but okay. So I shoot it.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah. So you start blasting at the portcullis with your firebolt, but it's not exactly the heat of a forge, and you're scorching it, but it doesn't really seem to be having much effect.
Need to hit it with something hard. Can anybody
a really big hammer, a saw.
A portable fucking ram!
So wait a minute. It was the portcullis was big enough to where I could crawl through without armor, but it's not big enough for an arrow to get through?
No, we did shoot an arrow.
We shot.
She was shooting lots of arrows.
I'm trying to break the portcullis now.
I mean,
okay, got it. I'm sorry.
Any sort of hammer or saw or anything like that you can use to attempt to damage the portcullis itself if you get across the pits. Okay, and you have, you each have a bag of holding full of dungeoneering equipment.
Wisteria, do you want to try to knock down the gate? I'm going to vote that I don't try to jump over the damn thing.
Yeah, try to jump across and start, grabbing, a pole arm out of the pack and just start, whacking at it and see if anything else gets stuck to it, or if I can actually hit
bludgeoning.
it being...
Something bludgeoning.
Yeah, some...
A mace. Hit it with a mace.
Okay, pull out a mace.
Yeah, so you're smacking it, and it's echoing and reverberating around, making a lot of noise.
And you're kind of
denting it a little bit.
But this side
How
is
strong are you, Wisteria? No, it's not sticking now.
Okay, just a 10.
Yeah, so you're banging on it, but it's not.
What about?
Nothing's sticking.
So at least, if there's anything sticky on it that's not on this side.
Or it's to human skin, or it's to, person skin.
I can make the weapon magical if you can touch it to my hand. I don't know if that would help.
Can reach, the mace and, lightly...
Sure.
The other side.
And I cast magic weapon!
Okay. Start
whamming against the...
Alright, so you start just, slamming it over and over and over again, and it will take a good amount of time, but you can eventually weaken and snap off the around her hands so that they break. Your hands are still affixed to these bars. But she's like bashes one, and then you kind of like can wiggle it, and then she bashes it, and then she keeps hitting the other one, and then eventually you have both your hands free, but they're stuck to these bars, holding bars.
Out of curiosity, if it like tapped against like the other side, like through the opening hole, does it stick to the thing? Is it actually like some kind of? Is it just magic? Okay, it's just kind of magic holding you there.
Hi.
Or at least it doesn't affect skin, or does affect skin.
Is there anything behind the pillars?
You walk over.
Can you read the pillars now? That you're close?
I mean, you're an elf. Go ahead and make a perception check. If you want to sort of peer at the words from the portcullis.
Yes. Let's see. Perception. 20.
So you can read the writing. It seems like it's in bits and pieces. Like a lot of it's out of order and jumbled.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if someone wrote down a bunch of sentences and then moved a bunch of the words around. It's like you can kind of can pick out bits and pieces. It sounds like it's something about. So there's two women. There's mention of like love and hate, something family, and then Medusa and curse, something like that. And it's hard to piece together, but it's sort of a tale of star-crossed lovers, somehow involving a Medusa and a curse, and that's about it.
Okay.
The women were dancing. Why don't you try dancing later?
Before I do that, I'm gonna go back to looking behind the
Take a
pillars.
hand off one of the statues and just start.
So you walk around the pillars. The stone along the wall and the floor seems the exact same plane, dark stone flagstones, and the pillars themselves just have the sort of decorative carvings, but there doesn't seem to be anything that stands out. Or
have you tried touching the other pillar yet?
I don't think they've managed to touch.
Nothing behind here?
Nothing, no.
Okay.
Just touch it with your elbow.
Does anything happen?
Yeah, nothing really seems to happen anymore.
I don't know.
Anyone know any magic identification spells or anything?
Not really.
I could have. I didn't prepare that.
Sorcerers don't really go in for identifying magic.
And just to be clear, nothing happened in the hallways to the east and to the west while this stuff is happening in the south. Is that correct?
No. It seems to have been nothing going on.
I mean, I could have, but I was stupid, and I didn't think that identify. Well, I don't have identify, but
I don't think that's on the paladin spell list.
no. But detect magic, I think is.
Oh.
Yeah, well, detect magic is actually on the sorcerer spell list too, but I don't have it.
It was on Rangers. I didn't have it.
I didn't prepare. I could prepare it.
If I were playing like the cleric I rolled up, I'd have all sorts of stuff, but
It will take you a couple of hours, but you could over time bash down the portcullis. You still got the things on your hands. Actually, who of you have training in Arcana?
I do.
I do not.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
Okay. 22.
Okay, so as you're sort of like thinking about all the different things that this could be, you remember hearing about this substance called sovereign glue.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
It's for being a simple liquid glue, it's incredibly powerful, and only with the application of basically a counter substance called like universal solvent, that's sort of like it's magically a universal solvent, or another sort of oil spell that basically can turn you into ethereal, or a wish, is the only thing that can undo sovereign
Was
glue.
it only on that part of the bars? Because, like, she was smacking a thing with it and nothing got stuck. I thought it wasn't a substance. Fuck!
You no longer have hands, Lyria.
Apparently.
I hope you like not having hands.
How's your unarmed strike?
I don't like not having hands.
I only have cure wounds, so if we took off hands, it couldn't grow back.
With a strong enough application, you could probably rip them out of your hands, but it will probably do some damage.
I mean, I could heal that, but
I could heal that.
skin, but it would hurt a lot.
But would it be better than having no hands?
At this point, I think I might actually be okay with that. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
You your hands.
Hands are generally helpful.
As long as we don't have to cut off your hands.
No, I think that would be worse than having useless hands.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep, fuck it. Okay, so I'm gonna assume we smash down the rest of
It takes probably the better part of 2 hours to alternatively hammer and saw and wrench and break without physically grabbing the bars themselves.
None of the bars like stick to the floor.
Some space. No.
Wow.
Space to like safely to basically crawl your way out.
Okay, and then let's hop back over and then just someone just do it.
There's not a full 10 feet of space between where the portcullis fell and the edge of the pit.
You can't take a running limit.
So you're not going to be able to get a running jump, which means you're going to need to make a strength check to jump across.
Okay.
We can wrap a rope around your waist, and then where you can, or
don't worry.
Syria can jump over.
You're not worried.
You can, with the assistance of your party members, you can make that check with you can opt to make a dexterity check with advantage or a strength check.
And then we'll hold on to the rope so you don't just fall down into the pit.
That's a 13.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. You've made it back across.
Just resigned, holding up hands and do it.
Okay. So with all of you pulling, basically as hard as you possibly can.
We shouldn't really be touching those bars.
So as so how are you not touching the bars to pull them from her hand, or how are you doing?
I'm gonna pull a rag or a blanket or something out of my sack. I'm assuming we have one of those.
Oh yeah, so you all like put on gloves or something.
Yeah.
Grab onto it. Okay, so with your combined strength working together, you can pull them off. However,
how much skin do you lose there?
Yeah. So you take 16 points of damage, as basically the top layers of your skin and muscles are ripped from your hands. You're going to actually need, the only way that that's going to be better is through magical healing. So you're gonna...
I'm gonna cure wounds that. Shit.
Okay.
From now on, let's touch things with gloves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like gloves. Gloves are good.
That was a really terrible roll. Plus 7? No, that's not right.
Until you've healed that damage, you're going to have disadvantage on anything you do with your hands.
Spellcasting ability modifier, is that the...
Charisma.
Charisma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd have charisma.
So that's 6. I only rolled 6.
Yeah. So it's basically 8 points per hand. So you can put all 6 points on one hand for now, or that until you've fully healed both hands, you're going to have disadvantage because...
I'm just going to burn a second level and do another one.
Okay.
2d8.
Hopefully it's cooled down a little bit.
Why am I rolling so badly?
Oh, you haven't seen how I've been rolling.
I just rolled double 3s.
Oof.
6 plus 4 is another 10, so that's what,
10.
16?
So total of 16, which is enough, yes. So you
Mother
managed to
fucker.
heal your wounds.
I'm almost out of spells, guys.
So for anyone who wasn't banging on the portcullis, if you needed, you could have taken a short rest.
Okay.
During that
So
time
are we-
while you were trying to get her out.
Are we heading to the west then?
Well, we can try.
Point,
So
we can
far,
see
we
what
haven't had much luck with these portcullises.
I'm just not sure what to do next.
At this point, that's...
Let's see what's to the west. Maybe we can get that one up. I don't know.
I'd say we should just do what we were going to do, lift it back up.
Do you,
Someone can duck under it.
do you think,
Syria can duck under it.
with all of these plates that are lining the wall, do you think that any of them might be attached to the portcullises?
I mean,
perhaps.
there's no reason we couldn't walk around, just take a weapon and smash it down and try and trigger each one of them.
I'm just
You can
All
do
the way
that.
around.
Yeah.
See if
Okay.
anything happens.
Yeah,
Just walk around doing
Yeah.
that.
I'll take one side of the room with.
I'll
I'll
take
take
the
Sure.
other.
I'll take the east side.
Sure.
Okay.
And
I'll go north.
Yeah, so as you sort of hit each platform, it pops open, a few moments, closes again, each and every single one, with a sort of a loud click and a boom, but there doesn't seem to be any effect on the portcullises themselves.
Nothing underneath any of them.
You basically, when it opens, what you can see is probably about a few dozen feet down, you can see moving water. It's sort of like rushing at a fairly quick pace, kind of in a counterclockwise current all the way around.
Just all the way around the room.
Just
All the way
a
around the
river
room.
around the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing's connected. Nothing seems to be connected. Okay.
Can we make any, like, knowledge checks to maybe have an idea of what might do this? Because we are stumped players right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you have any kind of construction background, or if you're a dwarf, or anything like that, or like...
I have a scholar background.
I mean, probably the closest one of you would be Joe, and other than just particularly ingenious traps that seem to be related to one another, there doesn't seem to... I don't think you would know what the triggers are necessarily, other than just it is basically there's a dwarven phrase for this kind of place. It's called a welcome mat in Dwarvish, where it's designed to stymie an invasion. It's designed to stymie invaders and people who are trying to break into places where they should.
Portcullises are one major enemy. Why did
Yeah,
I not put
we
that
are-
as my favorite enemy?
Doors are our enemy. Portcullises are. Okay. Well, okay, Wisteria, do you think do you think when you're a tree, you could hold one of the portcullises open while the rest of us got under it?
I mean, I could be big enough for it. That's about all I know.
Right.
Well, I guess it's worth a shot. Back east or over west?
Back east. Let's just do what we were doing.
Okay. So we head that way. I assume we do the ridiculous scrambly thing, and I need to roll a dex save again with advantage. We're roping me.
Rope. Yeah.
Just
picking people up.
You could do that.
Is it
Yeah, I
okay
mean,
for
if
fall in the pit.
Yeah.
Especially after somebody almost lost their hand.
I rolled an 18 for dex with advantage, though. So
yeah, so you manage to get across, and they kind of like pull on you forward as the thing falls out from underneath you. I'm basically like, just don't roll anything like a 1, and you're probably going to be okay. But every time you go across, there's that chance.
Right? No, I get it.
I got an 18 on my dex save.
Okay. All right. So you're going to go to this big portcullis.
Yes.
Remember to add +4 to your saves.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. That's
So
very helpful.
we go and pick it up
And come up here.
Right.
Everyone get a bunch of 10-foot poles ready out of your bags of holding. Just put it down.
Those. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to have that many, and it's a 10-foot pole is made for poking and prodding, not for holding up.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
Hundreds and hundreds of pounds of iron.
It's like a bed of nails. We get enough of them. We can just.
Strap a bunch of together. I would say if you strap a bunch of them together to create sort of like a bundle of sticks, that would allow one of you to let go long enough to get through without the chance of dropping it on each other.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's let Wisteria go under and turn into a tree to hold it up.
Yep.
Right. I mean, it gives her an advantage on strength checks, but it doesn't increase her strength. But with compiling a bunch of material and creating sort of pillars of sorts out of a bunch of sticks and rods and other such, I would say you would be able to, and if you go into the tree form, you would have enough strength to get through without the risk of dropping it on each other.
Okay.
I like not risk of dropping things on each other.
Yes, but the whole process still takes you the equivalent of like 3 rounds to kind of duck everyone underneath while like holding it.
Okay.
And when the final person does go through and you all have to put it down, those sticks aren't going to hold it up. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I investigate on the other side and see if there's any latch or hook or any trigger on the other side to undo it?
Go ahead and make an investigation roll.
I'll help look.
Okay.
So that's with advantage?
Yes.
Let's see. That's 25.
Okay. So as you sort of start slowly walking down the hall, kind of looking around, looking for anything that could possibly maybe set this portcullis, you see a slight gap in some of the stones ahead, and it appears... this is not working. Hold on. Draw shape. Do the thing with the thing. Oh, yeah, there we go. I was lagging. All right. It appears that across the floor are 2 large pressure plates, similar, just smaller in scale.
So they're like 5 feet wide?
They're 5 feet wide, yes.
Well, I can jump over that!
You can help that.
Not gonna.
Before we try to hop it, I want to take my sword and just swing it over the wall, from a distance. And make sure that it's not going to trigger from the wall, up and down.
Yeah, I mean, based on Joe's investigation, this seems to be the only visible mechanism inside of the that seems to be visible.
I say we jump to the other side and then put something on the plate to see what it does.
I like that plan.
Okay. Jump. And while they're putting something on the plate, I'm going to use a divine sense to see if... Okay. Until the end of your next
Was I
turn,
okay
you can
to
sense
move?
anything.
Yes.
Okay,
We
great.
already-
Yeah, you're
we
going.
already-
you're good.
I'll make sure.
Anything affected by the Hallow or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Oh yeah, if I have like a minute, I can also search for undeads and fiends.
In case there's anything in this room.
Right. So as you're looking around and you're sensing, and you're not sensing the presence of any fiends or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. So as one of you drops something on the plates, you can hear the sudden grinding of gears and sort of a squealing of metal, and everything thus far has been sort of very like clockwork, quick and easy. This seems to, there's something wrong with it, but all of you get shaken a little bit as the floor underneath you slowly starts to tilt, and you can see in this room the floor kind of disappears.
Disappears?
Like it basically opens up, and the floor that you're standing on slowly begins to tilt. Actually, not slowly, quickly. Coming up
The other
to
side.
Radiant soul!
Yeah.
Radiant soul!
so. I need all of you to make a quick dexterity saving throw.
Even if I'm flying?
20. Oh god.
Still a +4 on these, right?
22.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's a lot. 19 plus 6, 25, 29.
Okay.
22.
Sure. So it sort of grinds up, and over like maybe 5 or 6 seconds lifts to completely. So it's basically almost the entirety of the corridor. Basically, this whole thing shifts to where it meets the ceiling, and it's an incredibly sharp angle, and you kind of slip and fall, but there's like some sconces, and some of you sort of manage to catch on the sides of the wall here with your sort of feet kind of dangling over that open pit, and you can hear the sounds of sort of water splashing below as whatever it is that you put on the plate, some object or something, kind of like rolls past and then falls down and splashes probably 30, 40 feet below.
They really want to dump us in water. I'm not a fish.
Seems that way.
Yeah, and it's
I
just
like water,
you're all
not
kind of
that
just
much.
holding on and hanging on, and the hallway is now basically let's see if I can. Okay, so it's basically like that. The thing is, the ceiling it's now meeting the ceiling.
It's not going back down.
Well, that
No,
was a
not for the
poor
moment.
life choice.
I'm gonna use... Fuck, I'm using everything. I'm burning everything in one room.
Well, we've been in this room for a really long time. I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna use my Radiant Soul wings and join.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can fly
I'm
around.
gonna use my shoes and just stick to the grade that has been lifted and just kind of take a seat and with my shoes hold myself in place.
Okay. All right.
This is fine.
After about another 30 seconds, you hear the grinding of gears, and it slowly starts coming back down and going flat. So, but with your and the doors of the pit thing sort of close again, and as you're kind of flying around, it's a featureless, empty room other than that pit that opened up.
There's no exits. Nothing.
There doesn't seem to be any other exits. Yeah.
Wonder if we need to just go down.
Do you think we need to be in the water?
I don't want to be in the water.
And then
Right,
the doors
that's the only option we're
close.
getting.
I mean, there's that western, the whole western area. I mean, it opens up wider. You can see. I mean, you haven't looked past because your light spells only show you so much. But this, this ends in a room. The other one ended it in the 2 pillars, and you haven't really actually looked or explored much on the other side.
Back
But 2 of you
west?
can apparently fly now.
Backlash.
Yeah.
For a
I'm flying
minute, I
flying
burned
for
my flight for nothing.
10 minutes of with concentration, so.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess back through the way we did before.
Okay.
Jump across.
Well, we'll have to take the...
You can just walk on the wall, and then they can fly. And Wisteria is the only one who actually needs to
Jump.
So again, a couple of rounds worth of going through. So I would say if it was for 1 minute, that's 10 rounds. So you've got about 6 rounds left on the flight.
Yeah, and I've got 10 minutes, so I'm good for a while.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep going.
I'm just gonna fly across the pit to the
Sure.
side.
That's what I'm gonna do as well.
Yeah.
Right. Wisteria and
is very
Joe can just
tedious.
jump.
Oh, do they need help? Or
No, they can,
just-
with enough of a running start. Well,
It's
actually,
extremely
like,
tedious.
Joe could
Wisteria,
probably
okay.
just climb up the wall high enough and then, like, back kick flip off of it and then land. She's very acrobatic. Alright, so this portcullis looks similar to the one to the south. The bars are much thinner.
Let's put on gloves, guys!
Yeah!
Says the
Immediately,
flying
more gloves.
tiefling. Yeah,
So can
gloves
I
on.
investigate the walls and see if there's any writing or
Yes.
anything?
Go ahead and make a roll.
I'm gonna fly up towards the
Alright, move
ceiling and see what the top of this looks like
Sure.
up close.
Sure. So the
It's a
ceiling's about
natural-
10 feet high. A natural what?
Natural 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it, and it looks like there's some kind of trigger that as soon as this thing is lifted or moved, something happens. And Karen, as you fly up, you notice a series of holes in the ceiling. Right by the
Stuff is coming
know.
down.
Oh!
Can we use anything to block the holes?
Oh, any number of things, yeah. You can just jam a bunch of stuff in there.
Get a bunch of extra fabric. We're gonna start pulling.
That's... Yeah, I mean, I'll just start shoving shit in the holes.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Okay. Yeah, so you take a couple moments to just shove all kinds of random crap in the holes.
I love it. Random, unexplained shit. It could be literally anything.
With gloves on, I'm just gonna kind of tap the portcullis. Even with gloves on, I just want to make sure that nothing's
Ding.
gonna happen when we touch it.
Ding, ding, ding. Nothing seems
Being
to happen.
safe
Okay.
and just shoving it in.
As you tap it, it's very lightweight. Like, it might be
So it wants us
hollow.
to lift
The
it.
bars are hollow. Yeah,
It wants us to lift
So
it.
they can fall down through the...
Yeah.
it's very lightweight. You think
Whoa. Everything just went silent on me. Can anyone hear me? Because I can't hear you guys anymore. Shit. Discord, what are you doing? Oh, Discord kicked me out. That would be why. Fuck. Well, pardon me, everyone watching the stream. I am sorry. I will let them know. So I got kicked from Discord. One moment. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I totally got... My Discord is just trying to connect again, but it's not, so I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on and hope that helps. But I'm glad you can at least hear me, so I can apologize profusely for that shit happening. Come on, Discord. Why you gotta play me like that? This is my Discord is being an asshole song. Let's try connecting again. Maybe check out the server status and see how much it hates me. like... Okay, at least it's not my internet if you can hear me. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. Yes, I'm glad. We were sad because we've had to skip this particular group game for a while, and we don't have everyone to play our normal Critical Role based Wild Mount game. So we figured, okay, we'll just do a Murder Hobo one-shot and just have fun with who we have. Now, if only fucking Discord would let me back in. Discord is just not reconnecting. I and cannot hear. Yes, and Kristen says hi. Oh, wait, there is a... Okay, I read something in Discord. Why the fuck are you not... Come on, go past the loading screen. Okay, I'm just gonna completely kill it. Let's kill it. I keep getting all the alerts for things over top of the little thing that I have to press to force quit. Oh my god, Discord! Okay, I will get this. I'll fucking get this! It'll be great, it'll be fine. I really need it to stop giving me all the alerts for things when I'm trying to hit the right... Okay. Come on. Fingers crossed! Fingers crossed! No, fuck paranoid dwarves! And their minds that they can never fucking remember where they put them because they're always lost. There's Fandelver, there's this asshole. Come on, Discord! I'm going to... Gonna drive me up the wall. Okay, close. Let's close the window. Let's... Okay. Ah, I'm so close! Stop giving me the updates! Don't need all of these. Okay. Now, can I click it after all? Quit Discord. Okay, completely close it out. Try this again. Fingers crossed! I'll fucking get this! I know, right? Fucking dwarves! Why you gotta play me like this? Ow. As I knock down my headphones connector. Okay. Are you trying to update something? Is that why? As you say, update failed, retrying in 13 seconds. Like, status.discord.app.com is not even connecting for me. But you can all still hear me and see me, so it's obviously not my internet. And I can still get on other websites. Oh, this is annoying as fuck. I feel like I need to put up a, technical difficulties. Pardon me. But considering I'm already talking to you and you can hear me say that, I think it should be okay. Come on, Discord! Why you gotta be like this? Let's see. Hope it's not just a, I have to reload and restart everything. That would suck. But at this point, I might have to do that. Okay, wait. Why does it keep saying update failed? Okay. I'm more along the lines of, why the fuck is it just me? That's not fair. Oh, what if I just do... Let me try out browser version and see if that fixes things. Oh, it says... I can't even get to this... I can't even reach the Discord app servers, so that's weird. Okay. Fuck this, I'm a coder, but I'm not this kind of coder. Websites are my thing. Apps are not my thing. Connecting to websites are not my thing. Making websites are my thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to reboot. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop the stream, I'm going to reboot, and I'm going to come back, and hopefully that will fix everything. Thank you for being with me through this shithole of a, hiccup on my, tech. Pardon me one moment. Yeah, Moobot is just being fucking mean to me at this point. I wanted to fix that, and then all this shit happened. Okay, so rebooting. Stopping the stream, I'll be right back.